Niners! We know in the PST this weekend. Sunday, got to talk football. Fam, the thing is, every week I'm looking at like we're talking football, but we're victims of the media madness that's going to go on right now, and it's out of control right now. I'm going down through the dailies. I'm just like, what are you talking about? And so that's why I said hysterical free agent speculations today. We've already heard about J.C. Jackson coming to San Francisco. We've heard about Bobby Wagner coming to San Francisco, right? You got Chandler Jones. And now we got some more names. Here's the thing. Every year, Niners fans have come to expect to see Rodgers and Brady, of course, connected to the immediate future. This year, both Brady and Rodgers relieved everybody in the Niner Empire of endless wanting and went ahead and continued with their own teams and made it clear. And Brady, more about him in a moment, but the media now seeks to get the attention of the Niner faithful by just throwing. Is he high profile? Yeah, the Niners are interested. Who told you that? Nobody? Well, why are you writing it? I'm a media man. Okay, God. Tonight, though, we're taking your phone calls for thoughts on what is a potential fact versus outrageous, blatant, sinful lies. Stop. I mean, regarding the 49ers, before next weekend's free agency frenzy, although in your fantasy part of your thinking would be nice. That's why I'm saying, what's out of the question, and what is a lightweight possibility? It's fun to contemplate those things. But the special news of the day, of course, is Mrs. Brady's baby boy Tommy has said and announced he will return to the NFL for a 23rd season and that he'll play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Are you surprised? Yeah? Okay, don't lie. You're not. Are you surprised? You're not surprised. Okay. Tom Brady isn't retired from football. He also isn't retired from the Buccaneers. TB12 hit Twitter with, quote, these past 2 months, I've realized my place is still on the field, not in the stands. That time will come, but it's not now. I love my teammates. And I love my supportive family. They make it all possible, even though they took Antonio Brown away from me just before the playoffs. You didn't say that. I just added that. I'm coming back for my 23rd season in Tampa. Unfinished business, LFG. Unquote. Oh, Tommy. There's a place waiting for you in Hollywood at some point in the near future, but I guess it's not yet. His retirement lasted 41 days. He announced it on February 1st, as you know. He promptly sparked questions about whether he's truly retired, uttering the phrase unnecessarily, saying, never say never. All right? So, Tom. You and Aaron, you guys, I tell you, it's going to be fun to see how they talk about you guys in the future. Those words fuel the fire of a want to leave the Bucs and play for a different team in a lot of minds. Yours in particular, right? In the end, he decided to remain with the Bucs. Along the way, the Dolphins explored acquiring him. It is possible he also made overtures to the 49ers. We already saw the overture, didn't we? It was vicious, Tommy. It was uncalled for, and it was nasty, right? But they did, and for the second time since 2020, they didn't reciprocate. It's possible. Is it possible, fam? Did the 49ers really go and ask Tom to come back so he can say, no, you guys wouldn't let me come last time. Why do you? I'm not coming. He's a grown-ass man. I just do not believe that. Whether that comes to light remains to be seen, though. For now, here's what we do know. Brady is back. It's almost as if he never left because he barely did. I'm getting used to Brady and Rodgers are going to bring the comedy each and every offseason. I suspect that Brady, I give him, if he doesn't get the championship this year, he'll come back for next year as well. But that's it. Brady will stop in 2 seasons. If he wins it, well, you know what? No matter what. If he wins the Lombardi this year or this upcoming season, he'll say, I got to come back and see if I can defend it one more time, just to make everybody in the civilized world know that Tom Brady will never be caught as far as a Super Bowl winner. He's got rings on both hands. That would equal 10, wouldn't it? Yes. Can you imagine walking around, both hands filled with Super Bowl rings? and wearing them unnecessarily, going to places and always putting your hands down on the counter. Yeah, I'll order that right there. I'll have 2 of those, and give me a spritzer with that as well, and also over here. Yeah, it's going to get to the point where Tom's going to be a stand-up comedian where he can just stand up and show his rings while he talks, while everybody just mesmerizes his hand movements. Damn. To win 1 Super Bowl ring is a nice thing. To win 2 or 3 makes you incredible. To win 5, like the 49ers, is amazing. Seahawks, Rams, shut up. So, hey, let me get into some of these free agents so you say yay or nay. The free agents, the media says to stay tuned for it, starting with, I got to tell you, fam, I'd get such a rush. Cordaro Patterson. Oh, God. We're talking about getting jiggy with it. Patterson came in looking like Debo, but didn't get the same attention. This was years ago, 9 to be exact. Dude unleashed skills in a way that few in his situation ever demonstrated before. He brought the biggest spark to an offense that desperately needed it. And in the process, racked up career highs in both receiving and rushing yards, establishing himself as a versatile offensive leader. He didn't make it sexy, though. Debo did. But Cordaro's been doing that for a while. In the process, he became a true wide back, ready to take his next team to the next level. Receiver running back Cordell Patterson. That was him, Patterson is a 9-year veteran who was mostly known in his career as an electric return man that could step into a role position as wide receiver when needed. But when you're in the Atlanta Falcons, you got all the wide receivers they got. Cordaro Patterson, with all that skill, he was still just, an extra guy in case we need him. Can you imagine? Patterson had made All-Pro in his career 6 times as a kick returner, including a 3-season streak from 2018 to 2020. He's definitely not done either. He looked good last year. He sat out for a little bit, but, the fact that he didn't repeat as an All-Pro last year only because he was too busy turning into a light version of Deebo Samuel makes him all the more interesting, you see. But that's the thing, though, because once he stopped being just a return man and became a multi-purpose guy, then he took some time off because he did get hurt. We've seen that Coach Shanahan can run an offense with tremendous efficiency when he has positional versatility to work with. J.J. Juwan Jennings is turning into an upgraded version of KB. You haven't forgot about Kendrick Bourne, have you? Pairing a ridiculous first down conversion rate with tremendous blocking on the outside. You know how Kyle loves that. You already know how Fred Warner feels about him. Said he's one of the most valuable guys we got on this team. Ain't nobody arguing either. Boy, Debo has become a true dual threat, capable of gouging defenses on the ground while maintaining one of the league's best yards per route run figures. Debo, boy, ooh, he gonna get paid. Boy, he gonna get paid, fam. And GK, he get Cordero, Debo, DK, Juwan. Ooh, I didn't even say nothing about BA. Oh my God. GK lurks in between already the league's best all-around tight end with his punishing, blocking, and all-around skill at the catch point. Man makes catches you don't even believe, comes down with the ball on the ground, getting up. Just look at him. Oh, God. When you add Cordaro Patterson to this mix, oh, my Lord. That's what I'm saying. You know what? If all this science fiction isn't possible, oh, God, I do pray. If we can have a chance to get Cordero, I'll take it. Oh, and Patterson's durability should make all of us pretty much excited about him. And Patterson missed a game in 2018 and won in 2021. That's it. 2 games in 9 seasons. Featuring him as a wide back specialist will certainly increase the risk of injury. Of course, we see Debo step off a little bit. But Debo's tough. You got to be tough to do that. Cordero apparently is too, especially as someone on the wrong side of 30. But that's an injury history that's hard to argue with because Cordell said, man, I keep in shape, man. Don't worry about time I've been on this planet. I'll beat your ass. That's Cordaro's attitude, man. Picture this, though. Patterson camps under a kickoff in the end zone, right? He hauls it in and taking it to about 33-yard line because that's what he's probably going to do most of the time. I like Cannon. And you know, Jimmy, I mean, not what's our running back that didn't play last year? Oh, anyway, I think he's gonna get cut this year for sure. But he brings it back to 33-yard line. First offensive play, Samuel and Ayuk split out wide. This is a picture now. Kittle moves into the slot next to Jennings with Patterson in the backfield. Oh, the defense, the DC saying, oh, God. What? Jesus, what are they doing? Samuel begins running across the field like he always likes to do, telegraphing one of his famous end arounds, and the opposing linebackers start tripping and shifting. You know, and offensive line flows towards Samuel's motion, dragging that offense with it defense with it, as we've seen it happen so many times. But Lance fakes the toss, snapping back and zipping it to Patterson, who turns on the gas and eats up 15 yards of open space before an opposing corner can force him out of bounds. The offensive scenarios are infinitum. The advantage that Patterson can provide an innovative offensive mind like Coach Shanahan should be well worth the free agency contract that eventually will get handed out to him. But ain't nobody can use him like the 49ers. You know, Kyle already knows how to do this. You know, McVay's standing over saying, "Look, guys, I can boast that I know what to do with that. Just shut up, Sean. Just shut up. Just shut the hell up." And Tony, the Falcons would be insane to let Patterson get away, but if possible, for the Niners' sake, I'll take him. At a heartbeat. Oh! Next, no way player directed towards San Francisco, Marcus Mariota, of whom several teams appear interested in, is expected to be a competitive in the QB market. And I know Chardall is saying, yeah, I told you guys. The 49ers and Colts are big linked to MM, according to ESPN's Dan Graciano and Jeremy Fowler. Marcus is looking for the chance to start again and is open to being a 1B option as a potential bridge starter for a draft pick, according to Graciano and Fowler. Mariota was labeled as a draft bust after 5 inconsistent seasons with the Titans from 2015 to 2019. In 5 seasons, he went 29 of 32, competing 62% of his passes, well, 62.9% to be exact, for 13,207 yards and 76 TDs against 44 INTs. Some of the mind that MM's struggle could be related to the fact that he had 2 head coaches in his first 3 seasons under center and 4 offensive coordinators in his 5 seasons. That doesn't provide much stability for a young quarterback learning the ropes. You need continuity in those beginning years, and somebody's got to stay with him long enough to get him established. Can't keep switching quarterbacks because he keeps starting them back to square one. Also, Mariota struggled with injuries since entering the league, suffering an injury in his 6 of his 7 NFL seasons. We've heard that before. After 5 seasons with the Titans, Marcus signed with the Raiders, serving as a backup to Derek Carr for the past 2 seasons. He appeared in 11 games, completing 18 of 30 passes for 230 yards, 1 TD, and 1 INT. It is believed that after learning under Carr, Mariota has a lot of promise entering the 2022 season. And, quote, "It's no surprise the Niners appear to be a destination for him now." Unquote. I have no idea. Another one of those unnamed sources. The media will always turn to that, knowing we know they said it. You said it. No, there's no unnamed source. This is your own speculation. You put it out there, food for thought, hoping to get people to say, oh, what is this? And who did it? Yeah, I know. I did it. Wild, isn't it? I know Chardall. Chardall said, oh, Ronbo, I told you about that. I said Mariota, if Mariota comes in, though, like this guy said, Mariota's not going to sit behind Trey. That's the only thing. Trey can't beat Mariota out yet. So Kyle would lean toward Mariota because Mariota's got the same kind of game, similar. So therefore, Kyle would be dying to get him out there to teach, give a little more time for Lance to get tuned up, right? So as the 49ers are working toward the trade JG this offseason in the hopes of transitioning to T. Lance in 2022, ESPN noted that Mariota, as I mentioned, could start games while Lance continues to develop. Considering both Lance and Mariota are mobile QBs, they could be used interchangeably without much of a change to the overall offensive scheme. Then there's you got to love this stuff, though. It's off-season. You got to have this stuff. And then there's smack talking Frank Clark. Unnamed sources, again, say Kansas City's Frank Clark is expected to be released, traded, or have his contract restructured in the coming days. He's only a couple of days my ass. He's got 3 days. His $26.3 million cap is untenable for the Chiefs. Those same unnamed sources go on to say watch for San Francisco as a potential option here. Why? We don't have that kind of money. What the unnamed source doesn't realize is that the Niners will be looking for a speedster to rush more so than a Frank smack-talking Clark to help Nick Bosa and Eric Armstead. Whether you like these deals or not, they sound impossible, don't they? They really do. Talk about it in the upcoming Tom Brady versus Trey Lance sellout game that's coming up in the 2022 season. And any of the other mad articles that are running around here, do you think any of them are even possible? And what feasibility do you attach to your own thinking as to whether they're worth pursuing to begin with? I do like me some Cordaro Patterson. That's the only one I see out there that I really, really would love to see. Tony, man, you know what? Because you got Cordaro, man. I know you want him, but, man, I'll tell you what. He adds such a diversity to an already diverse offense. And Big Show says we have yet to trade Jimmy, and he's running out of suitors. Watch we restructure for 2 more years. Which will piss off the... I'll just leave that there. Listen, I tell you what, I think that Indy does bite on that one, Trey. Show. I really don't see why they wouldn't. What else would they? What are they going to do if they don't get JJ? He fits what they like to do perfectly. And they got a great running back. They got a great offensive line. And they got a solid defense. Jimmy would definitely bust ass with him for sure. So they should come and get him. They can afford him. They got 3 days, Show. Call them and tell them they got 3 days. And Jimmy will be traded for Drake. The Daily Bird says Jimmy will be traded for Brady. The Daily Bird, you're that unnamed source that people are talking about. Brady comes back to Tampa Bay, they're going to trade him? There's no way in the world that's going to happen. The Bucs going to treat Brady like that? No! Bucs are already excited about him coming back. And the fan base, you would hear nothing but crickets in Tampa Bay should they make that deal. Oh, you guys wouldn't trade Tom Brady, right? Okay, that's it. We're done. Every fan, season ticket holders returning their stuff. Hey, bring the law in. Hey, Brian.
Once again, the law says, know your own and shut your mouth.
Brian,
what's the deal, Ronbo?
Brian, the deals are everywhere. Brian, you can pick one now. It's like a shopping mall out here right now, man. There's good players
you got a
everywhere.
Christmas list, Ronbo.
It is.
You got a Christmas list.
And here we are sitting outside, sleeping on the street, begging for food, and we can't even begin to walk into a nice restaurant talking about, I'd like to order, please. You like to order? Call the police. You know, we ain't got no money. None. And we're trying to get, Brian. But you know what? Speculate. What do you think is possible here? I like Cordaro Patterson. That's all I like of everything I see. Do you see anybody else you like? And is anything possible?
Ronbo, I would agree with your choice with Patterson. If we can get him, great. You know, if not, then I prefer that they would dress the offensive line, being that
you got.
We're bringing Trey. You know,
that's common sense.
We're bringing in Trey. You know, we're bringing in Trey Lance.
Yep,
you know,
He needs the best offensive
Yeah.
lineman he can get. We don't need
Right.
Cordarrelle's a luxury. Okay, well, where are you going for an offensive lineman though? Because I don't see any out there available that are worth a damn.
Ooh. You know what, Ronbo? Honestly, Ronbo, your guess is good. Your guess is as good as mine.
I've seen a couple of names that some teams are
If you don't
going to
know,
be cap casualties,
if
but I don't.
you can't throw no
afford them.
names. Yeah, and that's the thing. Our wallet ain't as big as it is this year. I mean, aren't we over the cap? We got to get under. We got to get under
3
the
days.
cap, aren't we? Yeah.
I don't quote me on this, but I thought I saw 19 mil. I thought I saw 4 mil last week. Then I said 19. That can't be right.
I'm thinking, how did that jump? Yeah, how did that jump up? Well, maybe if we didn't have leeches like D Ford on our cap list, we'll be all right.
D said, "Look, y'all got to stop taking shots at me, man. I'm trying to play ball here." You know, D ain't coming back. You and I both know that too, Brian. God.
No. He's about an announcement. He's about an announcement away from retirement. He
won't do it.
He's holding us up.
When it's time for him to retire, he'll do it then. I can't imagine him doing it before then. These are
and Ronbo, don't you love it like when you be on these, you be on the YouTube, the YouTube announcements, and they always says the 49ers. We've first it was, what did they say? Early in the week, Bobby Wagner. We interested in him.
Immediately, he going to San Francisco.
Now it's Frank. Now it's
Frank.
Now it's this Frank. Now it's this Frank guy.
His
the defensive end for Kansas City.
Scandalous, but
yeah. He got a pass. I don't know if that he got a pass. I don't know about that.
As soon as I heard about that domestic abuse, that's over.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah. But they'll attach these people to us in a heartbeat, Brian. Boy.
Yeah.
Anybody's anybody. We're not looking at him.
And they always throw the word. Yeah, and they always throw the word interested. We interested. Like that's going to get our hopes up high. But I say we address the need. Now if we can get Patterson, great. If we're gonna swing for the fence. Don't bunt. If you're gonna step up the plate, don't bunt. Go for the home run.
We need runs, exactly.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna do it now, I mean, if you're gonna do it, go ahead and swing. Take the,
Brian, I'm gonna go after some of those offensive linemen I've seen listed. They look like they're way out of our budget, but they're good players. I think the Cowboys have finally realized, we've been over the cup for some time now. If we go any further, somebody's going to notice. So one of them linemen is leaving. I forgot which one. One of them old linemen. How they're.
Is it the big tackle? The big tackle?
What's his name?
Is it Colin?
Lyle. I think Lyle is one of. Maybe they have more than one because I know Lyle's. Yeah. They want to trade him. I think I'm not sure because I just glanced over.
Right.
It. So.
Yeah.
Man.
That's something to think about, And then some of the names that they dropped, they're extra gravy. Bobby Wagner, he's extra gravy. If he's extra gravy. We don't need extra gravy.
Yeah,
it's a luxury. Yeah, it's a luxury again.
I like
and like I said, and like I said Friday, there's only 154. Can't both of them wear. We only got 154.
Me just playing.
We just paid Fred. We just paid Fred.
The last year, right?
Although, 2 months ago, and and like I said, I thought it was low down for Seattle to let Bobby Wagner go after even put in 10 years. That's low down. That's a man. Just imagine, Ronbo, if they just if you're on a job, you've been on a job 9, 10 plus years, and then all of a sudden they don't even tell you.
Yeah.
I read might do
Twitter.
Go down call go on Facebook and say or call your wife and they say we have to let Ronbo go. That's the
first thing I do,
Ronbo.
Yo,
that's the FU. That is the FU moment.
Right? It is.
That's the FU moment. That's an FU moment.
They're famous for that in Seattle. You know, they did that to Sherm.
Hey,
He found out
yeah.
through other means other than the front office. And then he came in and raised hell. But they already did it to him. I bet they were speaking to him. You know when you go get your car towed and they got that big glass bulletproof window there and they take the money slid up under that little thing? I bet they talked to Sherm through that glass, you know? Guys are punks.
They said, get rid of him. Yeah, when he start getting beat, you know, hey, get rid of him. He's no good, son.
Call him
has
up
no
and
hip.
explain
He has no hip.
Yeah, well, explain, you know. Sherm, you've done a great job. Bob, you've done a wonderful job for us. You know we love you. But you know the nature of this business. And, Bobby, it's not up to me. If it was, you'd stay here. But the owner says we gotta cut fat. Well, I mean, we got to cut back on payroll. And, Bobby, you're a sensational player. You're going to get paid wherever you go. You know, do it right. You know, don't do that. God, that sucks.
Hey, Ronbo, they are definitely now sleepless in Seattle. They are definitely sleepless in Seattle.
I got to tell you, though, Brian, I love that happening to the 12s.
It's going to be another 10 it'll be another 10 years before they get a Super Bowl. 10 plus.
Hey, wait, Brian.
Enjoy that one.
Yeah, but you know, Seattle believes they've accumulated all those first-round picks to go get Deshaun Watson. Let's wait. Can't afford Russ, but we can get Deshaun Watson at $40 million a year. Brian,
they are not getting no Deshaun Watson.
we got to go, fam. I tell you what, I'll be back Wednesday, actually.
Wednesday?
Yeah, because that's going to be the trade day. I'm going to wait till then. I'm going to see you Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, then, Ronbo. Until then, shout out to you. Shout out to the production. Shout out, and most importantly, shout out to the faithful. Bang, bang, Nally Gang. And the law is out.
There you go. Good to hear from you, Brian. Appreciate you, fam. I'll be looking for you Wednesday. All right.
All right, later, Ronbo.
Later. And the law is out. I knew he was going to say it. Bill!
Give me just a moment.
All right.
You are.
Tommy Huxley must not be here. Who is brand new? Go ahead, Bill.
You are kind of right about the Deshaun Watson possible trade to Seattle.
You know it is.
I'm waiting on
before
that.
the fans go.
Yeah.
Bill, you sound distant. Bill,
probably,
you got to get closer to your mouthpiece on your phone or something, or earphones, whatever you're using. Bill?
Is that better?
Oh, this is a little better. Yeah, I could get a little resonance in there now. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Yeah, I do think that Seattle is getting Deshaun, and I'm about to really...
He has to agree to it, though, you know.
Yeah, why wouldn't he? I mean, it's a place where, you know, he fits good at a Pete Carroll scheme, or there's another name that nobody's forgot about, that nobody's mentioned, Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. Elaborate. I thought about him with the Hawks, too. Some other people are talking about that already as well.
Uh-huh. So I do see that either making a move either with the Hawks or the Colts. I do not think Jimmy is leaving San Francisco.
What makes you think that?
Well, with the cap and Brady deciding to stay in Tampa, I believe because of the gas prices. I said that the last time I was on. I don't think it's going to happen because of the gas prices. And I think he probably said that with his wife, and his wife's like, you know, it'd be nice for you to play with your team. Have you seen the gas prices?
In California taxes?
Yeah. And he's like, oh, well, you kind of make a point. I'm staying in Tampa.
Yeah, you'll be coming home with lunch money. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they're going to restructure Jimmy's deal to either be a backup or a starter. I think that's going to end up happening at the end, or, you know, I do see either Watson going to the Colts or the Seahawks, and whichever team he goes to, Colin's going to be picked from the other team. So I do not see them.
No, you know what? I just realized you're right about the Colts. They are going to go hardcore probably after Watson. You know what? You're right. Why would I go after Jimmy when I can go after Deshaun? You're right.
They're going to go after, I think the Colts are going to have Watson. And
Wait a minute. Whoa, Bill. The Colts don't have a first-round pick.
Well, then the Colts would have to pick Colin Kaepernick. He's the same as Watson. That would save in capital.
Bill, honestly, I love Cap. He's been out for how many years? Can he step back in the NFL and pick up where he left off? Well, actually, where he left off wasn't really, but can he come back in and actually function at the level he needs to in order to be able to compete? You think?
That's why he would fit good under the Colts. We would find out if he went to Indy. He'd be in a better scheme with Indianapolis Colts than the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks would just be like, okay, well, you know.
Well, you know, they like to, you know how, what's his name's still going to want to play defense, run the ball, and Cap's got that gun. Cap's got a gun. And you got the two receivers that are good for getting underneath that stuff. I actually see him as a decent fit in Seattle. I don't want him over there. I really don't. Because the C-Cap play against the 49ers twice a year would really piss me off, but still. I'm
going to put it this way. I would rather have Seattle have Colin than Deshaun. For one reason only. If Colin's okay now, we ain't got to worry. If they get Deshaun, then you got to worry about that. So I'd rather have the Colts get Watson and them get Colin Kaepernick. Now, I'm going to put it like this. I mean, another year of an argument under Jimmy, most likely. But the question is, what if he does stay? And what if he does do better this time? Just so he can get a better team.
Bill, I just don't see how they could budget. I just don't know. Although, you know how John is. John will come and say, well, if we have to keep him and have him go out there and compete, we're prepared to do that too. John, when you say these things, are you serious? Because you got everybody thinking we can't afford to keep one more player than 3 of the free agents, and you're telling me you don't need to get...
Here's the kicker. If you start Trey and he don't have a good season, you can't give a sucker to a kid and take it away.
I've done it before, though.
In other words, yeah, well, you don't do that because you could ruin the quarterback. You can't start him and then yank the carpet out from underneath him. Once he starts, he's a starter
He's got to stay there. That's true. I agree.
He's got to stay there. So what better way than we can say, okay, we might shoot for Brady next year. They might have their eyes on Brady and set him for like 2 or 3 seasons and keep Jimmy and have him for the fall guy.
Bill,
ever thought of that?
You got Brady playing until it was 50?
Brady is not winning a Super Bowl next year. He's going to stay until he gets him a Super Bowl. I guarantee he stays in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers like he says. He's a free agent the following year. He ain't got to fight for a trade. Number 2, he don't win a Super Bowl. He comes back for one more Super Bowl. He'll fit good. 3, if we don't win a Super Bowl, we could easily, if he has a breakout season and we go to the NFC Championship again, we get more for Jimmy than a second rounder. And if it does bad, well, we have, okay.
Bill,
it didn't work out with Jimmy.
Listen, you know what, Bill, this is a conversation I'm going to definitely be waiting for Wednesday, because something is probably going to happen between this here and Wednesday. We don't know yet because Wednesday hasn't arrived. Let's revisit this because we're out of time now. I'll look for you Wednesday, okay?
I want a 49er shout out, and I really don't think much is going to change. And I'm I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. All right.
Bill has spoken. All right, Bill. Here it comes. Niners! Bill, give my message to Shania, too. We'll see you Wednesday.
Later.
Wouldn't it be funny if Bill was on target with that? Fly Guy, would you get in here, please?
Ronbo.
Fly Guy, I'd love to hear some more of them Fly Guy wisdoms. Yeah, I know how. I don't even need to ask you about Frank Clark, Marcus Mariota, Cordaro Patterson.
I've been waiting for you.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for you all day, Ronbo. I have a lot on my mind, man.
Yeah, let me have it, because I know this is going to be full. I should have brought my popcorn. I know this is going to be entertainment. Go ahead, Phil.
Because remember I was saying that the 49ers, this is what happened. Tom Brady gave 49ers a window of opportunity to make an offer. So he gave 49ers the leverage right there by saying,
you know what? I retired. So now the ball is on 49ers court. All John Lynch and Kyle had to do, make a fucking offer. Make an offer. Once they make an offer and Brady know they made an offer, Bucks ain't got no choice but to take whatever they give him. Or Brady will be like, "Oh, I'm gonna sit out. Take the offer, or I sit out." So now since these morons it's like waiting for everybody to eat, and we eat the crumbs. They're not making no offers. Now Brady was like, forget them. I'm gonna return to my team. That's what happened. I've been saying it for so long.
I know, how do we know that Brady wasn't serious? Whoever said, no, I came there and asked you guys for a job 2 years ago, and you said no. Get out of my face. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Is he serious when he says that?
Nah. Brady did that on purpose. Because there's no way you're going to be fired and return in 2 weeks. Come on, Ronbo. It's more of a...
4 weeks.
Yeah, more of telling the Bucks, of giving the 49ers a window. Like, here's your chance. Take it. Make an offer to the Bucks. Bucks, we had to give Bucks money.
Okay.
Just give them a first round for 2023 first round. That's it. Take it or leave it. Brady would have been like, yeah, you take that, I return to the 49ers, or you don't want it, I sit out. They didn't have no choice but to take it.
Okay, but what is he going to play for? Because Bill says they're going to restructure Jimmy so they can afford him, right? I don't know about that, but Brady said home, you to tell him, listen, Tom, we don't have a lot of money. We know you're famous for actually structuring your contract to make it possible for the team to continue to be solid. And will Tommy say, okay?
Here's why I say John need to go, because he don't know what he's doing. Because the quarterback position, right? The quarterback position is 3 quarterbacks. The third, the second, the first. He need to have like $50 million just for the quarterback position. Lynch is only making 5.
Yeah.
He's not making that much. He's only making 5. So where's the other 42? We have the money there.
Well, you just signed Sudfeld. That's $2 more million or 3.
Look at Green Bay. They got a quarterback for $200 million, and we can't afford. Nobody's making any money in the quarterback position, and he always giving out deals where we stuck with the player. Don't give out deals like that. Give friendly deals to the players. Like, don't do that. Give friendly deals to the team. We're gonna give you a good amount of money if you're a good player, but we're not gonna guarantee you that if you get hurt, you can't be cut. I mean, we're gonna pay you for the rest of the year, but there's no look at this Ford contract. He's sitting on the bench for 3 years, collecting every single penny that he deserves. Ronbo, that don't make no sense. Those kind of deals. Stop giving players those kind of deals. We're gonna give you the money, but if you get hurt, we will pay you for the year, but that don't mean we're gonna cut you next year. But if we have no more interest, we can cut you. We're not the only thing that can cut nobody.
Here's the thing, fam. The thing is, I think agents get up and walk out the room, and if they walk out 3 times, they're not coming back. If they tell you they want this, that, and this, sometimes you have to find a way to come halfway, right? So if the guy says this is defined, the print at the bottom says, under these conditions, and then after if and only if, those things go on, and you got to read them over and over again. You have your lawyer look at it. D. Ford, I don't know how, and D. Ford raped the 49ers like I've never seen anybody in the history of this franchise do. Yeah. And that is amazing. I didn't think it was ever possible.
It don't make no sense. And then, like 2 years ago, I was telling you about the Trent Williams deal. I thought it was a bad deal with the Trent Williams.
Well, he's played. He's one of the biggest reasons why we did as well as we did last year.
He's a good player. Don't get me wrong. But I would not spend that much money on offensive linemen, Ronbo. So that means you tie the whole team up with one player. Come on, what we doing?
We did the math last year, which I thought was amusing, between Jimmy and Trent, and we didn't even count the rest of it. But you're right. It is tough, but to win, you can't have no money in the bank. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be all allocated.
The money we gave Trent, we could have used that to enhance the whole offense. We don't need one player making 100-something million. Like, what are they going to do?
They do it in Dallas.
What did this last year?
It's common.
Nothing. and Trent was the reason why we lost a few games, because he keep jumping off sides. Come on, man.
Fuck, I love it, man. And then we gotta go. Hey, Wednesday, some of these things are gonna happen. So let's see you then, okay?
All right.
All right, man. Have a good night. Hey, Jerry.
Yo, Ronbo.
Jay.
Yo, what's up?
Well, Jay, the media's going buck wild, and Jay, when we read these things, we know it's a lot of lies and crap and silliness and foolishness. But some of them are so. Even my boy. Did you see? Are you on Twitter, Jay?
No.
Okay. Anybody who's on Twitter, Tony. Tony comes in every year and gives you his mock draft and everything. Tony put a great trade scenario on Twitter and came in under Adam Schefter's name. But a little print on the side lets you know it's not really Adam Schefter. It's Tony trolling, right? It was an incredible, great deal. And I almost retweeted it. Somebody else did. And then he got attacked before I did. I read it. Oh, there's no blue check there. That's Tony. Tony, shout out to you. That was a good deal. But you got a whooping, though. Tony got a whooping on Twitter, though. But there's deals out there that can be made, but there's deals out there that's science fiction. Do you see anything that's making you crazy, or what's going on?
About what?
I mean, guys like Cordaro Patterson, I'd love to have. I don't know how much he'd be asking for. They've got Frank Clark coming up. Everybody that's anybody is always somehow attached to the 49ers, right? You got Marcus Mariota now. He's, writers have decided that he'd be a great fit in San Francisco. You already know about J.C. Jackson, Bobby Wagner. The names go on and on. Everybody's coming to San Francisco, which to me, I don't know. Are we the premier club now in the league, but we still get disrespected by most shows and everything else? So I don't understand why everybody's coming to San Francisco. So are there any names out there that you've seen that you'd love to have, though?
Yeah. I mean, I would love Cordell Patterson, but I don't know.
We need offensive line. Somebody pointed that out to me too.
Offensive line is important, to keep Trey comfortable and stuff. J.C. Jackson around, but you know how much he's gonna get paid or what?
I'm going to start you off with this, okay? Let's say we're sitting in a bidding hall. All right, J.C. Jackson, bid starts at $21 million. Do I get a 21, 21, 5, 21, 5, 22, 23? 23 got a 24 right here, 25, 26, 27. It's going to be like that for J.C. Jackson, man. And the 49ers are going to get up. They're going to leave the room until the opening bid starts. Okay, well, that's it for us, So, no, we're not getting J.C. Jackson. No. Jay? I guess Jay had his hopes up for JC.
You hear me?
No, I couldn't hear you. It was silence there for a few seconds. But go ahead. I heard that, though. Jay? Oh, yeah. J10, Jarvis Landry's out there. Juju Smith-Schuster. I think Landry was attached to us, too. Jay, you may have to, your system's failing. All right, Jay, get that in order. We'll be back. Okay. Javon.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Javon, we're just looking around at some of the things that are being said about the 49ers and who's coming to San Francisco within the next few days. Javon, do you see any of these wild possibilities actually happening? Is there anything that you have a crush on? In the Tom Brady situation, what's going to happen on that day? Tom Brady's coming to San Francisco. There are no longer seats left in Candlestick. All the hotels, Candlestick, wow. Around Levi Stadium, there's no hotels and anything else. This is going to be the game of the year. All of that. What are you thinking?
Nah, I don't think we're about to land Brady. I don't think we're about to land anybody too crazy. I think we're just gonna try to run it back. Just instead of Jimmy, we're gonna have to use Trey. So I don't see us. Two positions that we're gonna go after is some O linemen and some corners. But aside from that, I don't see us grabbing anybody too crazy. We just want to see what Trey can do.
And also, we got people we need to pay. How do you feel about Kowalski? You want to see him back?
I'd like to see Kwasi back. I mean, yeah, he made that mistake there, but he's a big safety, man. You can do a lot with him. So.
Oh, he's a good player. Arden Key, we'd like to see him back. How about Contavious Street? You know, we got a lot of role players that we've gotten used to. There's continuity. They know what they're doing. They don't have to be told what to do. They can go out there and they can play fast. They can practice fast. Do you value that? Or do you want to go out and get that guy over there that looks good where he is and bring him over to our place and he comes over and stinks the place up? Because I don't want to see any more Josh Normans for the rest of my natural life.
No. We got the players that are already used to our system. Our defense was top of the top. So let's go ahead and bring these guys back. You know, I mean, our D lineman really speaks for itself. Every year our D line is crazy. So we can make something happen with that. You know, I just want to see what Trey Lance can really do. You know, for the most part, he just has to perform a little bit better than Jimmy. But aside from that, we a run first team. So we're not even with that, we're not going to ask for Trey Lance to do much at all. So we're going to continue to try to
the team's gonna, because Kyle runs the team, and like you're saying, and a lot of people don't realize, Kyle is not interested in making the quarterback the glory boy. Kyle has a mechanism that runs like a well-oiled machine. It's all about the machine, you know, because Kyle wants to have his options open at all time. Is how he's going to beat you. He's a smart man, and that's where you should do it. Don't have to rely on one player. What if that player can't do it that day? You lose the game, you know.
Exactly.
So I agree.
You know, we can win with many different ways. If you're talking about these offensive weapons, you know, we've seen what Juszczyk was doing when we give him opportunities. You see what Kittle can do. You know, Debo just reached a new level.
Just get the ball to him.
Crazy.
Just get the ball to him. That's all you got to do. I don't care if a 4 or 5 yard pass. Just get the freaking ball to him. You know, and then I'll tell you what to do after that. That's how we roll. You know.
That's what we do, man. We just our scheme is what gives us these wins. You know, we play a scheme that other defenses is just hard to go up against. And
Jamal,
that's
how many teams are trying to play 49er football too? They don't do it as well as we do.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Rams fans, don't you say a damn thing, because the thing is, they got away this year. They didn't beat us. We had certain people hurt. That's the only reason why they got away. That Super Bowl's ours to be taken, but we couldn't help it. We was hurt. But we do that better than anybody else, and other teams would like to actually emulate what the 49ers do.
Oh yeah, definitely. So we also had like the highest percentage on like pre-snap motions against compared to like any other team. So
it's a beautiful thing to watch.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think the second place was like not even close to what our percentage was on pre-snap motion. So
it's a complicated offense.
We got a big time. So that's how we was getting Dallas with all them penalties. And you see, they didn't know what to do when they seen how our offense was rolling, because they ain't never, they're not Jamal, a disciplined team. So.
What was their bad boy, the rookie last year? What was his name?
Who was it on Dallas?
Oh, Dallas, the linebacker. They had him.
Was it Parsons?
Parsons, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, boy, he didn't have no game. 49ers confused that little rookie butt. Boy, I was laughing.
Exactly.
I wasn't laughing at the game until after the game was over, because I was concerned. But, boy, they handled him, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, definitely. See, and that's what it is. That's what people don't realize until they actually go up against us. They see all these tricks that we really try to operate, and then next thing you know, they get all confused. So them penalties really got to the best of them when they was trying to, go up against an offense like ours. So I see Trey, he definitely got a real good feel of what the offense looks like by seeing Jimmy, put it in firsthand, and now I just feel like he's gonna fit in well. And he's really gonna make something happen. Like I said, he's not asked to do much. So all these haters on Trey Lance really need to calm down, acting like he needs to throw for all these yards, beat Tom Brady.
One bomb after another downfield. I don't know why people think the offense is gonna just shift from just what they've been doing, which has been effective. And all of a sudden, we're just throwing bombs downfield. Every set, bomb. Ain't gonna be no bombs going downfield every other play. I don't know why.
Not at all.
But you know what?
So
it is gonna be interesting. Trey's gonna bring a different flavor to the offense, though. That is gonna be the case.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be pretty much the same.
The mobility in the pocket is really what we need, because Jimmy was starting to look like a real statue there. So having that mobility in the pocket and just maybe extend a couple plays, that's really just give us that, and that's enough. We're not
Just,
asking for too much after that.
Give him time to adapt because things are going to be still going to be moving fast for him because he's playing against practice and playing against the same guys every day. But now he's going to see different teams every week and getting different looks. And guys like Belichick are going to say, okay, well, I know what to do for this kid, And so he's got to learn all those things. He's got to go through a few lumps and then he'll iron it out. Jamal, can I see you Wednesday after the season officially opens and see what we got? All right.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, appreciate you, Ronbo. Your
Thanks,
show's
Jamal.
always on point. The Niner Faithfuls. Shout out to you guys, and let's keep it going.
All right. See you Wednesday. Night, Javon.
All right, then.
And there he is from the blue waters of Hawaii, where mermaids shift into legs in the evening. It's Tony Naga, Tony. He says, we 49er fans need to take a chill pill. Trades will happen in due time. Just be patient. Bring back DJ Reed. Ooh, slot. Make a run at Rashard Penny. Rashard Penny. Isn't he over in Seattle? Hey, wait, isn't that running back? Find another edge. Look into Anthony Barr. Bring back DJ Jones. So, see, those are all sensible deals. And I support each and every one of them. Yeah. Is that Smitty?
It's Smitty again, pal. I'm here to do my weekly check-in, and I got to tell you, I'm not happy. The temperature in here is the same as when I left it last week. You guys are continuing to say things like Trey's not going to be asked to do much. He won't need to do a lot. We're going to see if this kid's going to be. You guys have no idea. It's kind of frustrating. You have no idea what you're holding here. A top 5 potential NFL quarterback, yes, in his sophomore season. And Ronbo, I'm staring at this poster behind you of Jimmy G. If you send me this graphic over, I can redo it and put Trey on the back. And you got Montana, the biggest Trey hater I've ever seen, right next to Jimmy G. It's disrespectful, Ronbo. We need to move forward. And I'm actually live
Smitty,
in a Twitter Spaces.
I'm going to do it in actually ceremonial fashion. Upon the day of the trade, Jimmy comes down. I was waiting for that moment so I can go ahead and put him down I got to respect him. Smitty, you don't understand. We were ass cheeks before this guy came. It's like Eric Armstead said, Jimmy rescued us, and we're looking forward to what Trey brings to the table. We're excited about it. But I'm not going to disrespect Jimmy G because people just don't like him. I like him, so he stays until that ceremonial day when he leaves. That's the only reason why.
Okay, well, I'm live in a Twitter Spaces. There's over 70 people in here, and I did have one guy that said Dollar Bill Will said that you're going to be crying a river very, very soon when Jimmy G is off the team, and he also wanted that graphic removed behind you. But I was instructed to tell you that. But we love to have you in the Twitter Spaces sometime too if you want to jump in. And Raj and I. RSF 49ers, we need you on the quad box this Thursday. Are you able to jump on with us?
I need one more week because I'm not going to be back until Wednesday and then Sunday. I'm still ironing out some domestic issues with some promises I've made that I haven't kept for the last year and a half. So I'll let you know. That it sounds like fun. You guys realize, listen, I got to tell you guys though, I still love Jimmy. Okay, so if you're bringing me in just to argue. I don't know.
I promise you, we won't roast you about Jimmy. We have nothing but respect for you. I do feel like the general vibe here feels like this is like pre-Jimmy ACL conversations we're having sometimes in here, and I don't know what to make of it. But I love you, Ronbo. We love you on the show. We love to have you on, and we'll discuss something different. We might be pumping Trey Lance up. It might be a little uncomfortable for you, but we're definitely going to be talking this.
I'll probably take the position of, counterpoint. Smitty, it is misconstrued how I feel about Trey Lance. I don't have any ill feeling toward Trey. I just need to see more. He's got 1 year of college football, and he's 21. There's not a lot of job experience there, right? So I'm a little concerned if he can step into a madhouse, body-killing place like the NFL and just flourish right away. I mean, a lot of people believe that, but I still want to see it. And it's why I tell you what, Smitty, as soon as I see it, I'm going to be the worst cheerleader. I mean, the biggest cheerleader you've ever seen in your life. But
you're going to be in a long line of people already there. I get what you're saying. You're being conservative with it, and that's fine. I'm not mad at you, Rumble. I'm just here to say this. It's frustrating to hear a lot of people not understand that this guy's walking into the best situation we could possibly think of for a sophomore quarterback. He got more experience than people think. The mental reps and the playoff mental reps that he took in, and the fact that, and I heard that caller before you who was actually trying to pump Trey Lance up, which was nice. It was nice, but he did a real bad job because he said things like, we're not going to ask Lance to throw the ball down the field all that much. It's going to be real conservative. Did you guys not see this man roll to his right and connect with Deebo Samuel, Ayuk on long scrambling, looking to connect on a pass, not scrambling to run, actually stops scrambling and throws a dart down the field. And this is going to be wide open. Like, I know everyone thinks that Shanahan won't use him that much early in the beginning. I know people think he's going to be limited, but the bottom line is this: Trey can't be contained. And everybody that says he needs to learn to read defenses, he needs to do this and that. This kid, look, we saw Joe Burrow in his sophomore year after playing just 9 or 10 games and tearing his ACL, come in and light the league on fire. And he wasn't ready week 1. He wasn't ready physically. He wasn't ready mentally. But he still took his team to a Super Bowl, which I might add, Ronbo, on my show. I said they win the division. So I love quarterbacks. It is my wheelhouse in terms of predicting what's to come for NFL quarterbacks. Mahomes, Josh Allen. I go on CBS Radio and NBC Sports Radio dropping these kinds of quarterback predictions. And I get the warm and fuzzy feeling the same way I did about Mahomes, Josh Allen, and other quarterbacks. I get that same feeling about Trey Lance. He's smooth. He's going to be a quarterback that could get Shanahan out of his bad play calling when he does get in that rut, because he can scramble and he can decide to pick up and run and improvise when Shanahan may have called a play that Jimmy G couldn't do anything with because there's a bad play call. This guy is going to be hard to hold back. The only thing Shanahan could do is do something stupid like retain Jimmy G if they can't trade him, because the man decides to announce he's having shoulder surgery the day of the combine when everybody's bumping elbows and talking about, hey, where should we send Jimmy? Oh, by the way, he's having shoulder surgery, which I think was a horrible decision to wait until the combine. Well, if you can't get rid of this, you got to blame his agent. And Shanahan decides that he's going to retain him and restructure him, that's the only thing that could hold Trey back.
Well, that's just speculation, though,
Smitty. But you won't be able to.
It's just speculation. It's probably not accurate, but we'll see. Smitty, listen, get back to me. We'll set something up, and I'll get in there and choose with you guys.
I sent you an email already, but it's lost like a Jimmy G pass somewhere because you haven't got back to me yet, Rombo. So why don't you?
I get caught up in my email. Smitty, have you ever been caught up in domestic chores like the shelves and things around the yard and stuff like that? Yeah, it's consuming as I'm laying out there in the dirt just crying. So, give me a minute, all right?
I appreciate you, but no, I live in this studio 20 hours a day. But I understand, Ronbo. I understand. Right. And hey, we love you. We appreciate you. I promise you come on the Quad Box. It's nothing but love. We won't hit you too hard on Jimmy G at all. We just want to pick your brain because you are a staple in the Niner community. We totally respect you. I'm mainly going at some of the vibes that are living in here that I can't stand sometimes.
All right, thanks, Smitty. Let's talk later. We got to go now. I'll talk to you shortly. All right, bye. Thanks, Smitty. Bye. Yeah. Hey, Lee, come on in here, Lee.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Lee, it's your time of the year. Lee, it seems like we just left this time of year when we got to hear from you on a regular basis because Lee knows. Lee, this guy goes through and chronicles a lot of stuff from the beginning of off season all the way to the draft. The draft is coming up another month away. Lee, the draft is coming quickly this year. You know it's almost April? Is it this draft in April? It has to be. It can't be in May.
Nah, yeah, we're nearly there, Rombo.
I didn't even look at the date.
Like a month to go, just over a month. So looking forward to it. Obviously, we've got to get through this free agency period first, right?
What are you thinking?
I've been on Twitter. I see guys like Smitty, who talking about Tony. Man, we were in a space today, Rombo, on Twitter, and one of the guys came in and he got all excited and goes, "Oh, Jimmy's been traded," and he must have seen Tony's
You saw that? Lee, what's your name on Twitter?
Lethal 49.
Yeah, okay. So you saw that too then. I almost bit too. It was a good deal. Did you like the deal? I thought it was a great deal.
Yeah, I thought it was a good deal. Yeah, for sure. And because people were just waiting to see, waiting for this and waiting for the Jimmy trade or what's going to happen with him so we can sort of sort out our draft right in free agency.
Sure.
It's just around the corner. So it's like, man, what are we going to do? How much money are we going to have? what players can we add, and we know once we move on from Jimmy, there's going to be a lot more in the salary cap, and we sort of can target guys, right? We've got a lot of guys in the free agency coming off contract, and we also got guys to re-sign like Debo and Nick Bosa,
Jones.
and they're going to cost big contracts. Yeah.
I mean, there's some guys I want back that I just can't imagine. We can't keep them all. It's scary.
Yeah, and what do you think about guys like Lakin and DJ? Do you think they're gone, Ronbo?
Yeah, and Lee, I'm glad you asked because I need to ask you about that. Now, here's the thing, Aaron. You know how John is. John will get there and make you feel good about something that's, I don't know if it's happening now, but Aaron Banks, is he ready to play next to Trent Williams? I mean, because if they feel they can afford to let him go and get somebody else to play the right side, which is really scaring me because McGlinchey apparently is coming back. McGlinchey and Brunskill will still be on the right side. Max says he's going to continue for another year, apparently. Aaron Banks next to Trent Williams, is that going to work? You think that's even possible? Is John Lynn Lunch, is he serious?
Well, you think like, they used a second round pick on him, so they put up a lot for him, so that you'd think that he's definitely got the plans, right? And he's had a whole year. It's a question mark though, because we haven't seen him get out there and play, and we don't know what level he's going to be at compared to a guy like Lakin who's been really consistent, the time he's been here.
I know what to expect.
Yeah. And with a rookie quarterback, right, it is a little bit worrying because you don't know what you're going to get out of a guy like Banks. But, obviously that could have been, the plan all along was to get Banks to play Lakin's position and give him a year. They're trying to make him lose weight, get used to the scheme and stuff like that. But it is worrying with a rookie playing quarterback and what that offensive line is going to look like, right? Because McGlinchey is also coming off an injury, so we don't know how good he's going to be.
Serious injury.
And Trent Williams, it's good we got Trent Williams there because whoever is playing left guard, you've got like the best tackle in the league right next to him. So I guess that's one added bonus. But yeah, it's just you just don't know who's going to be there. Lakin, obviously a lot of teams. I heard he's like the top interior lineman probably.
God, yes. The Bengals want him right now, and they got way more money than we do, right? Oh.
Yeah, how are we going to compete with teams like the Bengals or even like Miami, right, with McDaniel and them over there? They need some O-line help as well. So I don't know if we can match those guys in terms of money. And then also he's going to have to take a pay cut to come here with all the taxes and stuff in California, right? So it's sort of like, really going to...
Lee, that's it. If Miami calls, Lakin say, what? Lakin, remember, you're 49 faithful. What? Is that Miami? Give me the phone. Lakin! Lee, he's gone. Didn't answer your original question. He's gone.
Right? Yeah. And then guys like DJ Jones and Arden Key, like people were saying that DJ Jones is on the way out too because he's going to get paid quite a lot, and teams like the Jets are going to come after him, like Robert Sala and them over there. So they took Ronald Blair, the other year, so it wouldn't be surprising me if they get DJ. A lot of teams want exactly him, to stop the run and stuff too, Ronbo.
Yeah.
So he's going to be asking for quite a bit of money. We probably lose him too, and if that's the case, I think it's important we bring back like Arden Key if we can. And everyone's talking about going after one of the top edge rushers. I don't know if we're going to spend that kind of money. Guys like Chandler Jones, Von Millers, Danielle Hunter now from Minnesota. Apparently, they're trying to get rid of him. I'd love to get one of those guys or a honey badger or something like that if we don't bring back Tar. But the thing is, I just don't see us spending that kind of money. I don't see us going after J.C. Jackson. Nah. Because I think, the focus is going to be bringing our guys back and re-signing our guys. So I would love to get the premier talent that's in the free agency, but I just don't see us doing it,
There's so many. And there's a couple. Hey, Lee, there's some offensive linemen that are running around that the teams no longer afford to carry. Who are some of those people? And do you see any possibility?
Maybe the guy out of Chicago, James Daniels, because he can play center and guard. So, he's played center.
That's such a plus. That's what you'll want.
So if you could get him for a bit cheaper, right, and we lose Lakin, maybe he would be a guy we could go after. There's a few others in the free agency, a couple of older guys. But I think him, because he's only young, I think he's only like 25, around that age, 24 years old. So that's real young,
That's a baby. I mean, you look at Whitehurst over in L.A., still playing at a high level. I guess it depends on how good you are. You can play into those longer years, but my God, offensive linemen can get up there in age and still play good football. Joe Staley only left because he was in pain. Joe Staley wasn't falling off that much. Tiny bit, but not much.
and you look at Trent, right? Trent's like coming off one of his best years, and he's not young anymore. And that's the good thing. Like, I think 33, I think.
Yeah.
So he's still playing at the top of his game. Obviously, Alex Mack, I think he's probably got, one more year, Ronbo, maybe.
Max.
This might be his last year, so it'd be good to go and maybe draft someone in free agency, or get someone for free agency or draft one, right, to sort of take over from him, have this year to learn under.
Well, Tony, we're going to need to stop. So glad to hear from you, as usual. So, Tony, I'll be back Wednesday, and that's the beginning of the season, the official opening. And God knows what's going to happen between now and then. Let me see you there.
No worries, Ronbo. Shout out to Nina Mike and all those guys. Yeah. All the guys over on Twitter too, and thanks for everything you do, Ronbo.
Thanks,
up for the platform and to everyone. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Lee. Have a great day. Oh God. Hey, Tony, get in here. We go from New Zealand to Aussie. Tony.
Hello, Ronbo.
Well, Tony, the media has. Most of them have completely lost their minds. And the thing is, they drag us along with them. I said at this time last year, going to the draft, you know what, guys? I'm done with the media between the Super Bowl and draft night. And, they're so out of their minds that they become entertaining. And I end up reading them, and here I am talking about it today. There's Frank Clark's not coming to San Francisco, Tony. Cordaro Patterson, I wish. Marcus Mariota, I don't understand why Marcus Mariota would be coming to San Francisco. But they put him out there as attached to us. We're wondering about the other guys. There's many of them. You probably already checked out these names. But, Tony, do you have any needs in your own mind that you think we ought to be going after and be that are serious, aside from the madness that's going on with the media people?
Yeah, you already know my needs, Ronbo. Safety and corner. Because, and O-line. But, look, the need we have is we need to focus on is I want to see Trey. This is one thing I don't think it's going to happen, but I'd love to see it. 4th and 1. Yeah. Shanahan brings the punt team on. Trey Lance trots on over to the sideline. Right, says no, waving his hands around. No, go back. Walks over to Kyle and says, "Listen, you can't come up with a play 4th and 1. Don't worry, brother. I'll come up with it for you." Right?
And if the camera's on him, all Kyle would do is like somebody peed on him, and Trey would drop back to the line of scrimmage and go get the first down. From that point on, it would be, it'd be hilarious.
That's one thing I'd like to see because I know he's a control freak. The second thing is, as far as I'm concerned, we've lost 2 Super Bowls because he shit himself in the 4th quarter. Right? So, Kowalski, I'd like to see him come back, but he's getting old. If he gets injured, what do we do?
And he gets injured every year.
And, you know what I mean? And that is the last line of defense. Of defense where you can nullify a 4th down throw, third down and 4th down play, and still flip the field and give your team a chance to go back and score.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Because if Shanahan's gonna continue crapping out in the 4th quarter, we need these guys to flip the field to cover his ass, his stupidity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my way of thinking.
Hey, Tony, listen, defenses for years. It's absolutely right because the thing is, defenses for years have been the biggest reason why the Super Bowl team that won. I mean, you watched Mahomes get ran off the field last year. This year, the Rams ran us off the field in L.A. on that 4th quarter. And then you look at the Super Bowl, and the Rams finally got to the Bengals offense. Every year you look back at Russell Wilson with his 1 Super Bowl, that was a Legion of Boom. Russ was just out there doing a few things, but it was the defense. So you're right. Yeah. You cannot get a defense that's good enough.
No, but we're not losing because of anything else like that. You know what I mean? Plus, somebody pointed out the other day, it was like 2018 again. Oh, we're only winning by 3 points.
Big scores. Yeah.
We need to shut the game down. You know what I mean? we need to win. When we start winning by 20 and 15 and 30, then you know you're on your way to a Super Bowl. You know you've got the team, you know, that they're capable of doing it.
And we haven't done that
but
in the last number of years. That's true. But we would lose all those same scores, too.
Yeah. I want that back end, that the DBs, I want that part of our team to be as tough as the people in the trenches. You know what I mean?
It's hard to get.
It's money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's why I said to you, look at that boy I sent you on the
Yeah, Tony, I got to look at my email because every time I look at your stuff, I always enjoy it. I'll get back there. I'll try to get that done today.
But yeah, that's the area I'm like to focus on, and I want to make sure Trey's
he's got to be protected.
Protected, I want the team to get together with Trey, and the boys, and I want them to rebel against Shanahan a little bit, like in the huddles. This guy's out of his fucking mind. We're not doing this play, all right? Don't worry about him. We're going to do this one. Come up with his own.
That's why I always said, I don't know what Shanahan does to you, but if you defy what he did, imagine if you fail. If you succeed, Shanahan will praise. The media will ask, Kyle, that play that you called, and we saw an audible at the line of scrimmage, which is not normal or not usual. Did you condone that? Do you discourage Trey from doing that? And I can see Kyle. No, I've always wanted a quarterback that could think outside the box when necessary. That way you save face, right, Tony? If I said what I really, if I'm Kyle.
Yeah, that's right. I want to see him in front of the media, just like you said. Or he's going to say, "Well, it was off schedule, and it wasn't called for. He's a rookie, and I'll deal with that later."
Just go ahead and be honest about it, right?
it'll cut it'll hurt his feelings. You know what I mean? Like a sorry ass little bit.
Tony, you know what? I can't get mad at Kyle because the guy, he does put together a good offensive unit, and they seem to know what they're doing out there. But I do wish he'd give them a little more flexibility and teach them how to think on their own sometimes. Don't just give them the play and say, here's what we're going to do because I know this is going to work because this, and this. Because a lot of coaches are overwhelming like that. And I love Kyle and what he does, but he let the leash a little looser. Let the player know that he's ready to do that.
He does everything perfect, Ronbo.
Yeah.
Except put his foot on the accelerator when he's supposed. When he's supposed to, he does the opposite. That's my gripe with him. That's it. For in big games during the season, he seems to have like there's nothing phases him, and then he comes to the final tough games where we've got to do this shit.
We don't want to gamble
anymore.
Yeah. Johnny, we're out of time. Johnny, I'm going to see you Wednesday as the season opens, opening day, and we're gonna. I'm sure we're gonna have some things to talk about because certain things have to be done between now and Wednesday. The 49ers are above the cap. This is going to be really interesting to see what happens in the next 3 days. So I'll be looking for you, huh?
All right, brother.
All right, Tony.
Shout out to everyone, and see you in the next chapter.
Looking forward to it. Night, Tony. Or good day, Tony.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers. Hey, Harold.
What's up, Ronbo?
Harold, we're just looking at some of the things that are taking place right now and getting ready for free agent weekend coming up next week. And there's some things that look good. There's some things that are just downright luxury, and there's some things that are really needed that not many media people are talking about. You just heard Tony talk about we need an offensive line. We sure as hell aren't getting mentioned in the same name as other than J.C. Jackson. We need secondary help, right? Because even if we like who we have, there needs to be some backup. And also, your thoughts on that, and also the Trey Lance versus Tom Brady, who has said, I lost my mind for a minute, and I'm not retiring, guys. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm coming back next year. So we're going to see about that. So what do you think?
Tom said he's going to come back and play for Tampa Bay. So, yeah. And I don't think Tampa Bay's going to let him go anywhere else. So I'm sure he's going to stay put in Tampa Bay, and that's fine. I want to see Trey Lance develop. I want to play him. I think he's going to do just fine. But as far as the free agents, I do want J.C. Jackson.
Yeah.
But before that happens, we got to get rid of Jimmy. And Jimmy ain't going nowhere until Deshaun signs somewhere. So, like, we need to wait for Deshaun to sign, and then after that, we'll figure out what happens with Jimmy.
We can't really wait that long. That's Deshaun.
We got 3 days, right? We got 3 days?
Yeah, but that's it. And how many teams are going to take Jimmy, even if Deshaun signs with that condition? If I'm an owner and my GM says, we're going after Jimmy Garoppolo, who? Listen, that the kid that's got his shoulder, and he laid up right now and won't be ready until training camp? Yeah. No, you're not. You just don't do that. And that's why this is a very awkward situation. Maybe somebody does, Harold, but I really wonder.
Well, they release him. I'll release him.
And there's that possibility.
I'll release him. I want the cap space. That's it. I'm not really against Jimmy, but I want the cap space.
I understand.
And so if we get rid of that cap space, I think the cap increased like 26%. Or 26 mil or something like that.
Well, there's still some money that's going to be owed Jimmy. It's not going to be quite the 26, but somewhere in the ballpark at least.
Yeah. But that gives us a lot of space and opportunity to go get either an offensive line or a J.C. Jackson that we really value and it's proven.
Remember, though, JC's going to be needing about 20 mil. He thinks he's worth that. And I think his agent's
that's fine, Ronbo. That's fine, Ronbo.
Can you
that's fine. I don't care. We ain't had it. We ain't had nothing like that in a long time.
We never do.
And we're not. I think D'Amico Ryans is a little aggressive, and we're going to be blitzing a lot. We don't have anybody reliable right now to play against a Cooper Kupp or somebody that they're going to target for rushing, sending a heavy blitz. So,
but Harold, see, that's why they put all their investments in the defensive front. They want to kill that quarterback. But see, as you see, that doesn't always work, as happened in the NFC CG.
Exactly. You can't just do the same thing every time, Ronbo. There's going to be times where we're going to be sending zero blitzes and everybody's man-to-man and everybody else is going to his quarterback. There's going to be those
Cooper Kupp.
And,
right?
Hey, it's better than Diamador Lamar. I'll tell you that.
I mean, that I forgot about him, too. Yeah, there's a number of players that are better than Diamador. But D-Man, he works hard, though. I don't know what they're going to do with him, though.
And as far as these quarterbacks, I hate to say it, I don't like the way this sounds, but if we pay Sudfeld $2 million, that's probably our
potential
backup.
$3 million deal.
Or three, whatever, yeah. I mean, that's probably, I don't like it, but that's probably our backup. And I don't think we're going to go after Mariota.
But isn't that frightening, though? You
I told you I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Who else is out there that you can afford, though? Because I couldn't come up with any answers. That's why I quit crying about it. I said, well, the 49ers are doing, I guess, what they have to do.
I bet you, what's his name? Shanahan probably got some low-end quarterback he wants to draft or some guy he wants to sign later on, undrafted free agent.
You know better than that. Shanahan likes guys who know his system. If you're going to be a backup, I'm not teaching you anything. You should know what you're going to do. Look for Brian Hoyer trotting in here next week.
Oh, man. Daddy, boy, I don't want that guy. I was trying not to laugh. We already did that. We already went through this. God damn. Brian Hoyer. We going back to 2017 or 2016?
How old is Hoyer now, too?
Right. I don't know, man. I don't want that. I didn't sign Sudfeld, okay? Don't look at me. All right. But I don't want an edge rush. I think I don't want to sign a free agent edge rush. I don't want Frank Clark because Koceric takes care of all that. I like Chris Koceric, man. Whoever he likes and signs, he signs some unknown
It's gonna be a
all
stud.
the time, man. And they come in and recap it. They recap it.
Arden
So
Key.
I don't want to waste. Yeah, I don't want to waste no time or money on a Frank Clark who's getting gun charges. I didn't even think he was going to play this past year. But whatever.
Frank Clark should be in jail now.
I don't want to.
For that matter, yeah. So no, he's not coming.
Smooth criminal.
Chandler Jones is having problems in Cardinalville. I don't know what that means, but I mean,
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Jones. Did he make? They made a deal with Jones. Isn't he going to go into Chargers? Right. Jones is over there with Joey Bosa. And we have to play them.
No. Wait. That was Khalil.
Oh, Khalil Mack. Oh, that's not any better.
That was Khalil Mack.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
We got to go, though, fam. Let me see you Wednesday when the season opens, all right?
All right, man.
All right, yeah. Appreciate you, fam. Have a great day.
All right,
Khalil Mack is over there with Joey. I am Dre Fairton. If we release Jimmy, we will owe him $7. Yeah, I know, $7 million because of his injury guarantee. Yeah, people don't understand that. That's true. I read that, and somebody said that was not true. Yeah, that was that Bethel who thought that wasn't going to? That is true. That's a done deal. Ice.
What up, man?
Come on in, fam.
I don't know what everybody bugging out on, man.
Well, the media's job is to make you bug out. That's what they do. And if for the suckers that don't know, they don't know a damn thing, but they got us believing most of it or some of it. It's a skill.
Man. If you listen to them, you some damn fools. That's a fact.
Your sound is muffled.
Huh?
Your sound's not coming through.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, if you listen to the media, man, listen, you're going to give yourself an aneurysm.
Well, that would hurt.
I'm telling you. You know what? This is what I think is going to happen. First, we'll touch base on the defensive line.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to lose DJ Jones. We're going to face that. That's a fact.
Yeah, I made up my mind on that. And Laken Tomlinson. But go ahead with the defensive line.
And Laken Tomlinson. Defensive line, they're going to lose him. They're going to re-sign Aaron Key because he wants to be here. He's going to make a little bit more money. He's trying to make a better name for himself. Reason why we're going to lose both of those, Thompson, Lakeland, and DJ, is because they're in their 30s now. They just hit 30. So they're older now.
Too. Yeah.
Exactly. So it wouldn't make sense for us to try to put a long-term deal on guys, especially in the interior line, that's above 30 years old. You got to go young.
Big rotation. You're right.
Exactly. We have a huge rotation of defensive side of the ball. I'm not worried about that. I personally think is this. This is the smart thing to do if you're a GM. If I was him, okay, they play a wide 9 defense. You got good rotation coming across in the front for your front line, right?
Right.
Now, if you make it right, if you make it tougher for defenses to make them want to get rid of the ball quicker than they normally do. That's what you want. You want them to get rid of the ball way quicker than they normally do because there's no team that's able to keep that up for a whole 48 minutes. It's hard. I mean, completely hard to get rid of that ball quick the whole fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
This is bottom line. Now, if they load the linebackers up, this is what the Bears did. That's why the Bears was no joke. They didn't have great cornerbacks when they won the Super Bowls. They really did not have great cornerbacks. They had the most vicious linebackers and defensive linemen. The quarterbacks could not get rid of the ball.
That was Mike Singletary back in that field. Yeah.
Exactly. But my point is, if you make it harder for the defenses to get rid of the ball and run these routes in the slots and all that stuff like that, those slot guys ain't gonna get them shots like they used to. Because the quarterback you could have to get rid of that ball way faster than they're gonna do. Instead of having 3 seconds, you gonna have 2 seconds to get rid of the ball. You understand what I'm saying?
And you're gonna still be picking up yourself off the dirt. Yep.
Exactly. So if you make it tougher, like I'm for signing a Bobby Wagner. Because what that does for the defensive side, that's going to take so much pressure off the secondary. So now you got dogs back there. Think about it. That takes a lot off the pressure off the secondary because what that's going to do, where the quarterback guys are going to be at the whole time? That front 7. Every time he line up, I don't care who it is. When he lines up, he's looking at that front 7. He ain't just looking at Warner. He ain't just looking at Bosa. Now
and he's nervous and he's wincing. It's true.
Exactly.
Yep.
So what you do is, and I think this is what I think. I got a funny feeling, and I know our GM. He's a quarterback. He's a defensive friendly guy, and it does not surprise me that they get a mid-range corner. They're going to get a quarterback. It's not going to be anybody the fans are happy with, but they're going to get a good one. They're going to get someone that can cover in the slot, the nickel, which is the weakest part of that. But I think they're going to go after another linebacker and another pass rusher. I got a funny feeling that's what I think so. I think that's what we're going to do on the defensive side of the ball. On the offensive side of the ball, there's quite a few free agent offensive linemen that they can target that's not going to be too pricey and they could use in a rotation level. You know what I'm saying? If you go beyond the top 10, like you got guys like Ben Jones for the Titans, you got Trent Brown. That's Ben Jones is center, but you got Trent Brown.
Did you say Trent Brown?
Right?
I love me some Trent Brown to come back. But,
Exactly.
The 49ers got mad at him before they left. So I don't know.
Yeah, I know, but who knows what can happen in that? You got Trent Brown, you got Alex Cappa, you got James Daniels, you got Jason Peters, you got Andre Noah, Quentin Spain, you got Austin Colbert, you got a whole bunch of dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? That can, and these guys are experienced, they're good, and they're not going to cry about taking, good money. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to be in a winning situation.
Let me cut the chase on this. So do you think, then, you go ahead and you move Aaron Banks to the left side, you let Thomason walk because he's going to get a lot of money. You let Aaron Banks run over there because that's what he was in college. At Notre Dame, that's what he was left side. And then you go to the right side. One of these guys you're talking about now.
The right side, like I said, Trent Brown. Then there's Jason Peters. David Quinsbury.
These are tackles you're talking about, though, because McGlinchey is supposed to be coming back.
Guards. Okay, Roger Stafford, Bradley Bozeman, Austin Colbert.
There's a name. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got Austin Colbert from the Rams. He's gettable because they don't have the money to keep him.
And they run a similar Rams. I said a similar offense, not the same, but
correct. And it wouldn't be funny he would jump ship. And then you got Bradley Bozeman out of that's the center. This is another guy. That guy Mark his name Mark Lukowski. That's the guy they're called. Another guy. So you got a few guys. But, I think that's what they're going to do. I don't think they're going to jump out the boat like everybody wants them to get these big-name guys. Everybody get out of Disneyland.
Yeah.
Please get out of Disneyland.
Before Wednesday, you embarrass yourself. All right, so we're at the clock. I'm going to do Wednesday as the season opens. We can't wait to hear from you. I can see what's going to happen.
I got you, man. You guys are good one, man. Love you, man. Everybody hit up Ronbo, man. He's a fucking man. I love you, subscribe. Later, bro.
Thanks, fam. Say hi to Nina for me. All right, fam. There goes the Iceman. And Mr. Block Ice 22 says, get my D loaded so offense can gel together. Tomlinson, I wanted to keep. Jennings, keep. No doubt, look at free agents or draft, mix it up. But what do you think? See, I'm one who tends to like guys that have been on the team for a while and I've seen and experienced a lot of success with. All those names have been nothing but straight money. And Jennings, no way the Niners let Jennings go. I think they've already signed. Didn't they already sign Juwan? Because Juwan's he's restricted, so he doesn't have to. They don't have to break the bank to pay him, which is, I don't know how the players' union allowed that deal. That's really wrong on so many levels. But Juwan's going to come back. They don't have to bust the bank to keep him, and he's a damn good player. Hey, Raymond, come on in, Raymond.
What's up, Ronbo? How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing fabulous, man. It's almost time for the season to start. Draft night's on its way here. So, we're looking at a lot of players. The media, you know how the media does every year. Anybody that's worth a damn, they say, 49ers are interested. Who told you all that, man? And then, of course, we find out later they weren't. But some of them are so interesting, Because I do like Cordaro Patterson, but we don't need Cordaro Patterson. Not really. But it would be interesting. There's a lot of defensive men out there. And Raymond, wait a minute. I just thought about something. You just heard a couple people say, look, what we need to do is deal with that frontline defense and the secondary take care of itself. Raymond, I know you got something to say about that. Go ahead. And that.
I definitely do. I definitely do. Shout out to Niner Mike. I heard him the night he was on. He told me that when I come to Cali, we could go to the game. Shout out to Trey from VA, and TNT Connection. I like those dudes. Ronbo, everybody in the NFL throwing 4,000 yards now. The rules is changing. I've been saying this a long time ago. Most of these quarterbacks, they can get away from the sacks, man. They run around, they scrambling. That means the secondary has to have speed. We have to have some type of guys that can run with these route runners and make sure we can cover. Okay, it's okay we can sack. This is not the Bears era. When the Bears were playing, it was a lot of running going on. The scores were low. these scores and these games are getting outrageous because why? The rules are changing. I've been screaming this. And I don't know when you guys are going to catch up or when you're going to realize this, that we need to have secondary. It's not all sack the quarterback, because the quarterback is getting away. Most of these quarterbacks, and then speaking of that, it's funny we still holding on to this guy that you think is so amazing, and nobody's knocking our door down trying to get this guy, Jimmy. So I can't wait to see Trey Lance play. And another thing, we got Trey Lance. He's another elusive quarterback that's going to put pressure on the secondaries of the other team. The rules has changed. You can't even hit the quarterback like you used to. So it's a whole different league. And when people realize that, not saying the defensive line is not good. Of course we need good defensive line. But we have to put some stock in the secondary. That's why we keep getting torched on the back end. I had to watch a whole bunch of cornerbacks that get torched out there, and it's only because the quarterbacks are getting away from these pass rushers. So we got to think about that too. It's not just, we got to make a monster front line. Okay, tell Josh Allen that when he's running around out there making your defensive line look slow. And his wide receivers have all day to run routes. We need young, fast guys that can keep up with the wide receivers on the other team because the game is changing. And that's it. They want more fans to watch. They need to put more points on the board. So the NFL's putting rules in accordingly. I told you we need a linebacker that's damn near safety. You know, we got Fred Warner. They're moving, you know, we're moving our linebackers our safeties down in the box. That's what this league is coming to.
Now, Raymond, before we run out of time, now you've made that point. Now, who do you have in mind that you might want to bring in and that you think is actually affordable?
Shout out to Big Show because I heard him too. Give me a list of people to look at. I think we need to go look for. That's another thing. We got to get. I don't want to say, man. I'm gonna say we got to get rid of Jimmy so we know where our draft is gonna be. We don't know what we're gonna get back for this guy, for our draft capital. So we need to look at some second-round players, maybe a third-round player, somebody with some speed, man. I'm looking at it. I've been keep looking, but most of the top guys are probably gonna go in the first round. We can't get none of those.
No doubt about it.
Right. So we need, and then Kawhine Williams. He's getting hurt. He's getting older. We might have to have somebody back. He's one of our best corners, you know. And the other Jason Verrett, he couldn't even last the season. So that's where my focus is in the secondary, only because it's a pass-happy league. This is not Barry Sanders era no more. So, and the running backs coming out the backfield fast. So we need more help.
Yeah, I mean, you're still going to need frontline assassins, though. But the thing is, your secondary has to not allow avenues for that quarterback to see to throw in. That is definitely important. I see that being a real big problem, too, because quarterback running, you don't want him running around too much. He'll end up like all the other running quarterbacks laid up out for the season. But the fact is, I just wonder, do we have to develop any more cornerbacks? Because I do like what I see in Ambry Thomas. And J.C. Jackson, he wants to own your house. For him to play it the way he's talking, maybe he might not be talking. He may be just talking loud. I'm just wondering, though, can we actually make a shift in that secondary? Can we afford to, and will they do it?
I think we need to look in the draft and try to get underrated guy and get a free agent. I think we need to get 2 corners, man. That's what I think. Yeah. And then we can also get some edge rush help. I agree with that, but not so much focus right there. We got one of the deepest defensive line groups in the league.
Yeah.
So we keep drafting these guys up front. Like what happened to Kinlaw? What's up with that? Could have got a corner right there.
Well, you know, he got hurt, or not hurt, but he's had that arthritic condition or whatever it is in his knee for a while. It's being said that he's fine now. So that's going to make DJ Jones expendable, they think. But they ain't seen Javon play yet. All those kind of things always worry me because Javon comes in and, doesn't look like that leg is ready. Jones is gone. Oh, my Lord, they going to run all over us because Jones did do a job on that run game. Him and Eric Armstead was straight money.
He was great. I think he's going to be going. He was great. But I'm going to look into this, and I'm going to keep looking at these cornerbacks and see which one I think we should get. You know, a couple of them because we can't get the one that I probably think because the one I think he's probably going to go higher. But first thing we got to do is somebody need to come. Carson Wentz gone. All these other quarterbacks going before Jimmy. What's up with that? I thought we had a
Raven.
superstar.
I have no idea.
But he's a superstar. He's obviously not what you think. So I
all I know, Raymond, here's this. All I know is if Jimmy's on the field healthy, we're going to the playoffs. But listen, that's neither here nor there. Let's see if that continues to be this year. I'm gonna see who
Trey
wins.
Lance going to take us to the playoffs too, man.
I hope
Trey
so.
Lance is going to take us there too.
I hope
you
so.
will see.
I will. I'll be looking
all right,
too. I'll be
Ronbo,
praying.
go Niners, man. Shout out
fam.
to the Empire, man. Keep the faith, man. We in there.
All right, Raven.
All right.
See you Wednesday, fam. We got time. All right.
Yes, sir.
And wait, is that right? Sohel? I don't remember this name before.
It's me, Sheik, man.
That's what I thought. I've never seen your name put down as Sheik. I mean, Sohel. I always just look at that. You know what? That was a mind lapse. Sheik. I've not heard of you in such a long time. Would you change that name to Sheik, please, so I can just call him Sheik? Your name is Sohel, though, really. Sheik. Oh, good to hear.
Yeah, what's up, man?
God.
How you doing, man? Good, brother.
Oh, man, yeah, waiting for the season to open, and, looking at some of the things that are going on. And, the media misleads us every year as if, they name players that are attached to the 49ers, this guy. And your mouth starts to water, Sheik, And the thing is, there's no chance to get him. You sit there because that media guy said it's possible or the 49ers are interested. You think maybe, who told him that? A leak? We don't have leaks. He's lying.
No.
That's where I go now. After 2 years of this, he's lying. But Sheik, do you see? You got any crushes on anybody out there that we might go after and see if the 49ers can bend anything to make it happen? And also the Trey Lance versus Tom Brady, who spent 41 days thinking about it, and he came back. Sheik, let me stop.
Right.
Go ahead.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of things going on, Ronbo, that happen. But today, obviously, the Tom Brady situation is official, and then made it even more official. He's staying because Jensen got signed for 3 years. So Jensen, he got his center, so he's not going anywhere. I was hoping that we could go Brady. Why not?
Yeah.
He will take it to the Super Bowl. That's what we care about, right? We don't care about that playoffs or anything like that. I don't care who kind of quarterback we got. I just want to win a damn one. It's been 25 freaking years, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know, right? And it's pretty soon we're not going to be able to say that. It's going to get 26 if we don't have him do something soon. And the thing is, you get a guy like Brady in, and that means what? Do you bring some other people with him? Because Brady's going to bring people in, though. He's going to want to.
Well, if we did, the money obviously is not going to make it happen. But if we did, you probably bring Gronk because we're looking for like a tight end or a hooper and all that, and they could have had him and Gronk together.
God,
right?
I don't even need anybody else.
Right?
Ooh,
no,
Jesus.
We could have got that if we want. That could have been. And it's just back in the day, we could have got him in 29 after the Super Bowl.
Because
we could have got him,
right? That was your
right.
Belichick finally pissed him off.
He retired and Brady. Exactly. But, everybody has their crushes, Ronbo. That people think they're going to get a corner. Yeah, I love Jason Jackson. He's a heck of a corner. But when was the last time we paid for a freaking cornerback in freaking free agency with a Nick Clement? You don't take big name or.
Actually, it was Sherman, right? But Sherman had a deal where it wasn't killing the cap. It had all kind of incentives that it didn't take him to a high
I'm talking about big money.
Yeah,
like big money. Friendly. Sherman definitely. It was for our benefits for Sherman. He was a heck of a corner. That was a steal. But it come back from an injury. But Nick Clement was like the big name. But at the end of the day, we look at the front. We look at offensive line. We look at D line. I'd love to have Chandler Jones, but let's be realistic. If he comes back for 1 year, that'd be amazing. We have, Jordan Willis, free agent, D4. I don't know if we're going to bring that. He's going to come back or he should retire. If we even let him go, $2 million money.
I know. It costs more money for him to leave.
We might, right. So why not just keep him there? Right. And then you have Arden Key as a free agent, so we need another guy.
Yeah.
But the thing that we have Chris Derrick. Whoever we bring in, they're going to dominate. They did it with right.
Willis and Key, actually, he made them into very serviceable players.
Exactly, Ronbo. And, like I said, we did, like, last year, like, we got 2 corners in the draft. And Amber Thomas panned out. So we'd probably go deep in the draft and get somebody or 2 to help out. I mean, the secondary, if you need a strong safety, replace Tart as well. The other guy I really love is O'Neal. Safety, he has flashing years.
You're talking about you're going to let Kowalski go after something to replace him then.
Right. And I like Hufanga. I think Hufanga has definitely earned his stripes. He's a great special teamer. I think we should see what you got with him and just battle it out like we like to do on this team. Is battle it out. We get like Jimmy G and Trey Lance. And obviously Garoppolo won the opportunity to be this QB1. But now it will despite it's it's good. It's sad to say, but I really love Trey Lance. But a lot of when I look at every fan base, they're not thinking Super Bowl. They're thinking maybe playoffs. But Super Bowl is very difficult.
But it's
it's a learning curve.
A lot. Yeah, it takes a while to get to that kind of level of maturity. You can't do it. Usually, can't do it in one season of football. But the second year though.
Yeah.
Everybody says it's a second year. He hasn't played enough to call it a second year though, right? We'll see.
Right, and then the only thing that Trey Lance has, other than all these quarterbacks, is talent around him. He has Debo, he has Ayuk, he has George Kittle, the run game. That is going to help him out. If people think that he's going to be down,
Sheik, can you hear that sound? That's Smitty. God, you guys are still talking like he can't. Smitty, Smitty, you are amusing though.
I love Lance. I love Lance. I think he's gonna have a good career. I've been saying that when we drafted him. I think he's gonna be like a Josh Allen. He just needs more weapons and maybe a deep throw wide receiver. We try to do with Sherfield. Yes, we have Debo and Ayuk.
Wait,
but we
Sheik,
need
are you
another
on the
guy.
same train with Big Show and I? We want a speed merchant, but everybody else thinks we don't need one. A lot of people think we don't need one. Yeah, how come we don't?
And it's Smitty. Like, shout out to Smitty. I love listening to him and Raj. He said like Burrow, right? The second year he blew up. Well, he got Chase, he had Boyd, and he had Higgins. And he got that tight end. That helped him a lot. And Nixon in the backfield when he needs to throw it little small passes. So you need these weapons to make the quarterback even better. And I think Trey Lance has the opportunity to do that. Yeah. And it's going to be very exciting to watch this season.
See, it's been too long, man. Listen, listen. Can we not wait this long again? And
no, never waiting again.
We'll see you Wednesday.
I'm
and
back.
When the season officially
I'm
opens.
back.
Good.
I'm gonna pull a Tom Brady and say I'm back.
There's gonna be T-shirts out there like that soon.
Yeah, brother. Well, shout out to you, sir. Shout out to TNT. Shout out to the OGs that call in. And baseball, hit that like for Ronbo Sports. Follow all platforms. And shout out to everybody in Empire, even in the haters. Keep on hating. Later.
Thanks, Sheik. Have a great night, man. See you Wednesday.
You too, bro. Love you, man.
Love you back, man. And we segue over to Ellis. Ellis.
Ron Bizzle.
Ellis, come on in here, man. We're in here talking about things that are being said. That's all we can do right now because no facts have been presented yet. The media knows this, and they're making their money on us now. But I often wonder, Ellis, when some of these media people write these stories up, they're laughing, tears are coming down their eyes. What's he gonna eat this up? This is the biggest lie I've ever told. And let me see what clicks I get. He's sitting there laughing, counting his clicks. I said, there were some evil people, Ellis. We're not signing Frank Clark. There's no way in hell. I would bet the farm on that. Marcus Mariota is not coming to San Francisco. But you know what? See, here's the one. You pick and choose your lies. I do like the idea of Cordaro Patterson coming to San Francisco, though. But we're not going to. We can't afford these kind of luxury picks. Ellis, do you have any draft? I mean, not draft. Well, we'll talk about that later. But do you see any agents out there that you'd love to have and that you see it is possible? And then, and also, we're talking about the Tom Brady return to be beaten up by Trey Lance somewhere during the 2022 season.
I'm down with the Cordell Patterson. I'm down with Kyle Fuller.
Ooh, I forgot about him. There's some more speed. Kyle gets hurt every year.
Cornerback position. Yeah, well, that's hopefully we can be able to get somebody like him at a bargain.
Oh, he can run. Oh,
we need that. We need that secondary, and he's a veteran. You know what I mean? At this point, he's a good cover guy. You know what I mean? He's got a good reputation on it in the secondary. And then
he should be affordable by now. How old is he?
Shit, he got to be damn near 30.
Yeah.
He got to be 28, 29.
Yeah.
He got to be 28, 29 by now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Stuff about the Frank Clark and the I don't know who else are we talking about?
Yeah, Marcus Mariota's on that list. You already know about J.C. Jackson.
On Mariota. No, on J.C. Man, do y'all know we don't have $20 million to pay a corner every year? What are y'all talking about?
Right, I'm gonna start when they start sending them tweets out. I already told Jeremy Fowler, Jeremy, I stop it. Jeremy, I've always believed and trusted in you, brah. What are you talking about? We're not thinking of Frank Clark. Go. So
man, come on, he's going. Yeah, that's all bad. But Cordarrelle is, I think, probably somebody that might be a little more affordable. And I don't think Debo's got any plans on trying to pull. He's not going nowhere. I know they're talking about the stuff with him being in Miami with Mike McDaniel. He's stuck in Miami. He's got property out there and stuff.
Don't bite, fam.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
He ain't going nowhere. We're not to sign him soon.
Yeah, imagine him and Cordarrelle. If we don't keep Raheem for whatever reason, we got Cordarrelle, we got a little Jermichael, we got a little bit Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah. They put
that would be great, and I feel like we're still getting
in a pressure chamber though all week long to heal up though. So I just wonder how much more they can take because Mitchell, I worry about him. Every Tuesday here, Mitchell's not practicing today. Why? And then Thursday comes. Is he going to suit up for this game?
Kyle's just running him to the ground. Kyle was just running him to the ground. That's all. He was overusing him and using him inside. He didn't give him
3 running backs
where he could bounce outside a lot. Right. Yeah, I wasn't feeling that. Kyle, he should have been a little bit more responsible with managing, our rookie like that.
Well, that's why we go through 4 and 5 a year because he runs one to death. I'm not saying anything about his coaching if anybody question me because I get called out on that every now and then. Ronbo, man, stop blaming Kyle for everything. I'm not blaming Kyle for everything. I'm just saying, just common sense. We look at what he's doing sometimes. You don't need to run Mitchell on every play. You got Wilson Jr., you got Michael, do something else.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Utilizing all our weapons, Ronbo. I keep talking about it, man, every year, and it's redundant. It's like, shit, it's not happening. Kyle keeps going to 1 or 2 guys instead of spreading the ball around. Go to even in the pass game, it's the same kind of stuff. Spread it around. Start bringing in put Dwelly and George in on the same play. Mix it up a little bit.
Keep
throw them off.
The defense off balance. I agree.
You can do so many things formation-wise and offensively with all these weapons we got. We're just basically harboring these guys with all this talent until we can't afford to keep them no more. We end up cutting them, and then they end up doing better, when they leave us. I mean, that shit's got to stop, because Ross Dwelly's going to do good. If we don't end up re-signing him, he'll ball out somewhere because they're going to utilize him. You look at his percentage and how many balls he's caught, he's got a really high percentage in catch rate.
And he's
damn good when he gets that ball.
Yeah, he's got lots.
Absolutely. Look where he's been.
Yeah.
Look who he's been coached under. Look at the team he's played for. Him in the red zone, he could be a red zone threat, like Andrews and all those other guys. He could turn into something like that. I'm just using him as an example right now. I'm not, but I like Ross Dwelly. He's not bad.
Yeah.
And so, Kyle he picks and chooses when he wants to underuse and overuse people. He doesn't know how to really get that balance about himself, Ronbo. And that, that stuff is a catch-22. You know what I mean? But yeah, no on Clark, man. No, yes on Cordarrelle. no on Marcus Mariota. And hell, if Indianapolis is gonna sign Marcus Mariota before they sign Jimmy, then I hate to say it, but well, we'll be cutting him, or we'll be keeping him and extending him, and we'll be having Jimmy Garoppolo for another 2 damn seasons. And I wouldn't be thrilled about any of that shit. But again, if the market is totally shattered for Jimmy because of this surgery and his, or this procedure and his injury history, nobody's really looking at him like that, then I mean, we're going to be asked out.
You know what, though? The 49ers cannot let that derail them, though, because we got to keep moving forward because, they've got to figure this out. And we can't lose important pieces. That nucleus has got to stay intact. They seem very calm about it in Santa Clara. As far as, you never see or hear anything, but they seem very calm like they do every year. So I guess they got this all figured out. Boy, they better.
Yeah, well, a second-round pick, I jump on that right now. I don't know what the hell's going on. If they're trying this hard to squeeze a first, y'all got a second round. Y'all gave up a second round. If you can get back what you put out, take the shit.
And somebody
what are y'all doing?
Somebody said the 49ers have already been offered a second-round pick. You know how later on we'll find out that never happened. But really, it's another media push to get attention, right? I didn't read it because I said, come on, man. You know what? No, they didn't. Because if they did, they'd jump on it. Ellis, don't even worry. If they get a second-round offer, they're going to take it.
Yeah. And shout out to Lake and Tomlinson, man. He's trying to hit the market and get paid. Man, we love you, Lake. I know you're probably going to go over there with Mike. Man, go ahead and get paid because after he retires, he'll be able to be like a surgeon or some kind of stuff, or a doctor, whatever. I know he's got, he's very prestigious in his studies and stuff like that, and has really good education. So either way, he's going to be, well off. But
that's it.
I've seen something about
he'll be fine.
You seen that Matt Mayoko tweet, and Lakin was like, "Thank you, God," with their prayer hands about him being able to go into the open market and test,
so he's glad to go check it out.
He's like, "Thank you, God," with prayer hands. We get you. But we do. Yeah, I already know, fam. It's all goody. Peace and love, brother Ronbo. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe. Haters, wipe your feet, man. Change your clothes. You jump in the shower, man, before you get up in here. Y'all coming in here, smelling like
they're working short all the day,
like corpses.
Boy, short all the Tommy Huxley getting it, boy. All right, Ellis, I'll tell you what.
Peace, family.
All right, fam. See you Wednesday. Shout out to the squad too. All right. Out of the earth. Hey, bye, guys.
That's on my NZ. Peace, family.
All right, fam. Night. And we quickly go to Renzo.
Greetings from North Florida.
Yes, indeed, Renzo. Renzo.
It's chilly down here.
It is it? Still cool, huh? Man.
Cool, man. They got a little nippy, Ronbo.
People don't understand that about Florida. Everybody thinks Florida's all oranges and heat, swimming pools, and designer bathing suits. People walk around the streets of Florida year-round with them bikinis on. Notice I said people in order not to get anybody to say, Ronbo, man, don't start with that. So I'm just saying. Yes! Hey, Renzo, man, the free agency frenzy is about to come up next week. Renzo, there's some players that we're going to be mouth-watering. We're going to watch them sign with the Rams because the Rams don't have no issue about paying fines for being over the cap. We're going to see them going to Dallas and Tampa Bay and maybe even New Orleans. But are any of them going to come to San Francisco? Because we actually oblige the rules and we follow them in San Francisco. Some of these guys are really expensive.
Ronbo, we keep going by the rule. That's why we keep getting what we get.
I didn't know. I thought Parag was supposed to be brilliant with number manipulation. Why do we have to abide by the rules? I want some bad dudes. I want to win.
We can get it. Ronbo, I'm gonna tell you. This is my opinion, my want. I'm gonna tell you who can all make this happen. If you somehow, you might hate me, but if you could somehow wiggle Tom, because Tom brings good players for cheap prices.
Somehow, that's true. I don't know how he does it. If he if somehow you got to send a player to talk to him, like, hey, get your behind home and retire in San Francisco. His mama's trying to get him to come home.
hey, because like me, I don't mind seeing Trey, but that's a lot of pressure to put on this man. We're not just trying to make the playoffs, man. We supposed to be trying to make a Super Bowl, and you got the team. 3 years from now, we're not gonna have the same team. More likely, we're not gonna have.
You're right. This is
So
NFL, not for long.
Yes, get it now. Like, hey, but it's some pressure on that front office now. It's some pressure.
Yeah, but like usual though, I don't feel it, I don't see it, you don't hear it. I always wonder what is going on up there. If I could just be a fly to buzz in and sit on the wall, probably get slapped by a newspaper. Pap! Oh God! You can't. I wanted to know, what are you guys doing in here? What are you talking about? You know.
And two, man, we got to get rid of Jimmy. Either you gonna trade him or cut him because that salary cap. You got to.
Yeah, those are the options.
Once we know what the money
right there. It's still going to cost, even though, because that $7 million injury thing. But you know,
I'd rather pay the $7 million than what, the 25.
And also,
yeah, like
the money you'd save with Jimmy and D Ford
D
would be
huge.
huge. You can't
He's
cut
the best
D.
that ever did.
D's got it all fixed up. Y'all go ahead and cut me. I'll make more money if you cut me than I do if I stay here.
He's the best that ever did.
Somebody ought to run against D. I can get that deal.
Hey, Ronbo, whoever his agent is, hey, man, they the
genius.
They is a genius. I'm like, man, this man here, he ain't been on the field like since forever. I'm like, yo, how do you do it?
It's a tough job. If you great job, you can get it. Because D Ford played how many games in his opening year with us? 2019, he played less than 10 games. 2020, he played less than that. And 2021, this last season, D just said, "Damn, man, I can't play, y'all. What I'm gonna do? You know, I'm gonna support you." Well, thanks, D. That's a lot of money for a cheerleader.
But my thing, too, Ronbo, with the 49ers, what is our selling point to these free agents? What can we entice them with to come play with us?
We'll
you got to have something in.
Yeah, see, the free agents, offensively and particularly, I don't know. You know, okay,
either you got a lot of money or a good quarterback. Then one or two.
Well, see, that's
a lot of money or good.
I didn't say that because people get pissed off about that. But listen, Trey Lance is not going to draw any big ticket offensive players, not this year. Although we don't need him really this year. But next year, he's going to have to show that, you know, you're not. You got to be able to you got to do something to impress them before they think they got a chance with us, right? So this is the thing we got to wait on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the reality.
Yeah. I'm like,
But we'll see. You know, because I think we're fine offensively as far as the offensive weapons go. We don't need any more of those. We need an offensive lineman, though, on the right side.
Yeah, and a corner.
Yeah.
Corner and
And I tell you something, Riz, I'm worried about Aaron Banks. You know, I got a feeling Thomason's going to get signed. He's not going to be able to turn down all the money that's going to get thrown at him. Aaron Banks is going to go to the left side.
Uh-huh.
That's what he played at Notre Dame. That's why he struggled to play the right side. He can't learn it for whatever reason. Even though John says, no, people are misunderstanding. Aaron's not struggling with learning how to play. We just want to do some things before we put him out there. No, you're not, John. You wanted to put him at the right side. God knows you did. He didn't work. So he's going to go to the left side.
Try to feed up that story.
I know, right? John, sometimes he thinks he's talking to a bunch of idiots, though. I mean, come on. Why would I run? That right side of the line was terrible, Renzo. If Banks could play well, I'm going to put him over there. He's a second-round pick. He should automatically be better. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, Renzo, I'm going to tell you what, good to hear from you again. This must be your day off. Ordinarily, we don't hear from you until you get some time off. Be back Wednesday.
Going to a new department tomorrow, so
all right.
Training.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I tell you what, we'll look for you Wednesday.
Before I go, Kirk Cousins is another one, man. He's another one that gets off.
He's been mentioned in trades too, though. I
He
tell
just
you
signed
what.
a 1 year for like 33.
Trace,
Like, bro.
I mean, Kirk is. Anyway, I'll see you Wednesday, fam. Good luck with that
All right,
job.
man.
Congratulations, too. All right.
All right.
And, hey, Daryl Schmuck. I almost said, Daryl, you know what that name is? I said Smock, because you know some people, what? I said Smock, M-S-M-O. I didn't say the other name. Daryl Smock says Tampa wants 5 first-round picks for Brady. He's not worth that, and we're gonna give it, and we're not gonna give it either. Nobody will, and that's why Tampa Bay put that out there. That's too lofty. There's no team in the NFL, and there's no team in NFL history that's gonna pay over 40-year-old quarterback. I don't care how many rings he has. How much time you got to get with him? You got 5 years. He's not gonna even last the picks that you gave up. Papa Dragon. Bob, get in here, man.
But the real question is, how many first-round picks would you give up for a Super Bowl?
It's still probably still it's almost hypothetical. I mean, because here's the thing. Yeah, because
how many
Two.
would you give up for?
I ain't gonna have no team after that, Pop. You know,
I'm not mad at you, man. No, I'm not mad at you. Your boy's like 2. I was like, damn.
Because you know what? That's why Tampa Bay says, I know you guys aren't going to bother me for 5 picks, but listen, if anybody does come up with 5 picks, you can have Tom. Because at that point, I don't care. I'll take it.
I tell you what, if your name was Dan Marino, you'd be like, I give up 12 picks, 18. I mean, people act like it's easy to win the Super Bowl. If it was, the Rams gave up about how many picks they gave up to get that team?
Hey, you're
overall?
getting in that. You're getting in that vicinity.
7
Pop,
to
go
8
back
picks?
to. You think about go back to Jared Goff, and then connect that.
I know.
With, you're right.
I'm telling you what it is. I'm not saying their way is the way to go, because again, I keep trying to stress to people over and over again. They keep saying secondary. We lost by 3 points. We gave up 20 points to the Rams. Our problem was we couldn't block.
Mm-hmm.
That's what lost that game.
So, hey, one of the things I want to big piggyback on that. Here's the thing. Every spread, every week during the season, it's rarely over 7 points. Defenses, it's not. You're not going to see blowouts anymore. Tony was talking about that. Other people, everybody thinks we're not scoring enough points. Defenses are not allowing for millions of points unless neither team is playing defense. Like you get in that game when you got Tampa Bay versus Buffalo. I mean, not Tampa Bay, but Kansas City versus Buffalo. That was an unusual thing, and the game was still won by just 3 points. It's a damn. Oh no, they won it by a touchdown, right? Because in overtime.
Well, the game was set up. The game was set up to score. So when strong defenses prevent people to score, that's what you get. So what do? You do what Shanahan said he was going to do. He goes, I'm trying to find the next Lamar Jackson and Drew Brees. He told everybody right then who he was going after.
After we got through playing Buffalo that year,
That's what he was looking for. So obviously he sat there and told everybody what he was getting at that point. So the point is, overall, and you're going to have to eat some crow, the Niners are going to the playoffs this year, and they will be dangerous. And I'm going to tell you why. They're going to be dangerous because when they get there, if your 2 tackles are broken down and people are rushing, you got a quarterback that can run. Period. If your quarterback gets you, what Russell's average, when he was winning his average per year running the ball, his rush yards were only 25 yards a game? You know that? That's a stat.
Wait a minute. What's his yards?
Last year, he rushed for about 13 yards a game on average.
Oh, we also did. Well, Cap was pulling out those kind of numbers too.
No. Cap had a higher rush yard average. But the problem with Cap was that he was negative 50 in leadership department. And
immaturity was with Cap. They didn't, they didn't look at him like that.
Not everybody is a leader. he led by probably example, but he wasn't the guy that was gathering people and stuff like that. He would always hang around with underlings and people who were barely on the team. He kind of had to be the
and getting caught dating the hoochie mamas. Not like the one he's got now, but I mean before that.
No, he's got Alden Smith's ex-girlfriends who he's got. That's why Alden's not in this no more.
He stole her. Yeah.
But yeah, of course, he didn't steal her, but he broke the cardinal rule.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bros before hoes. That's the rule.
You had to say it.
You don't date your brother's ex-girlfriend. You just don't. Even if he sits there and looks at you and says, "Oh, it's cool," it's not cool. It's never cool. It isn't.
No.
You don't do that.
You get alienated in a heartbeat by everybody else too. Well, I tell you what.
Before you know it, it's cool one day, and the next day, Alden Smith and Kaepernick are fighting in practice.
Out in the parking lot.
And the day after that, all of a sudden, Kaepernick's car's all beat up.
Has anybody seen Alden Smith? He's at home. He's got a good alibi.
If I know this stuff about Kaepernick, the whole NFL knows this stuff about Kaepernick. Not to mention, you're going to have to deal with questions that are not related to football. Just like whoever gets Deshaun Jackson, how long do you think before they get sick of answering tug and pull questions?
Women's group's going to be up in arms. It's not going to happen.
Mr. Jackson, are you have any massages scheduled? It's going to be relentless. It's going to be relentless. He's going to have the most pressure in the league right now is on that man. He's got to win the Super Bowl to shut everybody up.
And that's the only way. Pop, I can't believe it. We're out of time. But Pop, listen, we're gonna talk football.
Of value
that's why I love talking to you, Pop. We talk about life in general sometime, and I enjoy that. I love it. Bye, Pop. Okay, we're gonna focus on football Wednesday, though. Okay.
We'll get behind Trey. Let's get behind him.
Everybody's behind him.
Everybody, stop looking and wishing for free agents. We're not involved in the first wave. We rarely are involved in the first wave. You may see DJ. You may see what's his name, the one cornerback that was DJ Jones. You may see him, the guy that the cornerback that we lost to the Seattle Seahawks. We might see that dude back.
Oh, Reed. Okay.
Yeah, DJ Reed. But other than that, I don't think we're going to see anything.
Yeah. All right, Pop. Give my best to Bam, and Boom, and Bam, and we'll see you Wednesday on opening day of 2022 season. All right, fam.
Yeah, exactly. Like and subscribe to Ronbo Sports.
Thanks, Bob. Night, fam. And we go to Chardal, who's been doing brutal battles in the chat. Chardal, you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I see you hanging in. You're hanging tough in there. It's a little rough in there today. I've never seen you have to go through all that. But Chardal, hey, you know what we're talking about today, right?
Hey, Ronbo.
Yeah.
I love your YouTube channel, and you make some great content on this platform.
Well, thanks, Chardal. You know, I appreciate that.
So for me, I found out that when I was absolutely ecstatic when Tom Brady thought it was thinking about returning to the NFL, and he called off retirement. And
yes, he did.
I thought this guy was going to go to the 49ers, but I knew that was not going to happen, and everybody was making that prediction of that ending up happening, and that was kind of like pointless. Like, why is he going to come to the Niners? So he ended up going back to the Buccaneers. He ended up signing with his old team, and he's going to be playing for his 23rd season. And this pretty much shocked the entire sports world because nobody ever knew that he would come back and play in the NFL. I mean, people didn't even know this. And when he made it happen, it was like
Mike Florio knew, which makes me tired. But Mike Florio thought he was coming back to San Francisco to play for the 49ers. So he ain't absolutely right, though. But yeah, go ahead.
I hated Mike Florio. Mike Florio is an idiot.
Case. I know.
He's an idiot. One of the biggest idiots I've ever seen.
Annoying. Oh, God, Mike.
Annoying little prick.
He likes that reputation, too. He feeds it. But go on, Chardal. And what else?
And I think I'm really excited that he's coming back because he's like one of the greatest quarterbacks in history. And
actually, he
really
the greatest
wants to win
in history now. Yeah.
He really wants to win another Super Bowl championship after he won that one in Super Bowl 55. He really wants to win a third Super Bowl championship.
Tom just doesn't want to stay at home. Charlotte, why would you? Tom has nothing else to prove. I don't know why he'd come back unless he just can't stand sitting down at home with the wife and kids and running his businesses and things like that. I really don't understand why he's coming back. You've done it all, Tom. I think he wants to go out a winner. And I don't think he intended to lose this year. He never does, of course, but still. But I don't know. I'm trying to understand the motivation. We'll find out, I guess.
Because all the fans in Tampa Bay were like waiting for him to come back to the NFL. They were like, we want him to return back, play a 23rd season, and then retire.
Though, what if he doesn't get that Lombardi this year? Will he come back in 2023? I bet he will.
He might. There's a possibility he might.
It's that TB12 diet and training, Tom could be playing well into his 50s. He's amazing.
Because whenever people thought that he returned back to the NFL, people are saying that he's so old right now. Like, how old is he? 45 years old?
Yes, at least, right? I think he's 45. It doesn't bother him any. He took some hits though in that game against the Rams. I was a little worried about him, but he kept getting right back up. Tom's tough. He doesn't get enough. He doesn't get enough love for how tough he really is.
To me, the way the situation that I can apply for Tom Brady, it's kind of like reminds me of like when a little kid falls off the bike, he gets back up and he rides again. Like he doesn't get afraid of falling.
Yeah, Tom's he's. Yeah. And here's a guy. Here's a guy who knows everything there is to know about football. There is no defense you're going to put against him that he's not going to know what you're doing. And so, he's amazing. He's going to go down in several, not only the Hall of Fame. Tom's body's going to be examined after he leaves the game within the next 3 or 4 or 5 years. They're going to give all kind of tests to see why he can still function at the level that he does. That's professional football. That's scary.
The thing that makes me so proud about Tom Brady in general is that people can say whatever they want to him and he isn't going to let those things get in his head, just like Trey Lance. Like they can say whatever hateful comments they want to say to him in his face, and he won't let all those comments affect him. Like he's just going to play his game of football and do what he has to do, and people can say whatever they want to say, but it really doesn't affect him. That's why he makes him one of the most dominant quarterbacks in the league right now, because he doesn't think of all that. Like he doesn't let that affect him. He just wants to play football. Like that's what he does, right? Play football.
And you got to be like that, Chardo. If you're a sensitive quarterback, like Baker Mayfield, you're going to look like Baker Mayfield. You're going to have all kind of issues because you can't get your head cleared enough to play properly. So,
But when you look at Tom Brady, I've never seen him break down on the field, crying, getting emotional over trivial things like I lost the game, I didn't do my best, I didn't play hard enough. I mean, I let everybody down. Like, why did I do that? Like, I'm a quarterback. I can't be letting all my teammates down. I got to put my life on the line, man. That's what I do.
But you know what, though, Chardo? I've seen Tom lose his temper, though. Really badly with his wide receivers before he left New England. That's the first time I see it. I heard about it, but I never seen. Tom was shouting to the point you could hear it on the big ear on the sidelines. He was yelling at one of his receivers.
But
I think it was what's his name that they get. There's another one, but they're getting rid of N'Keal Harry. N'Keal Harry can make any quarterback mad, but he got better this last year. I think they're trying to trade him though. But yeah.
So when you look at Tom Brady, he has to contain his anger.
He does well, too.
No, he has to take some anger management classes.
Well, I like Tom like that. And you know what I really like about him, Chardo? When defensive players come over and start talking to him, Tom will not ignore them. he will, as they walk away, Tom will follow him. Wait, what'd you say to me? And, you know, I look at Tom. He's going after that quarterback. I love it. That's entertaining for me, and I like that's funny.
So when you look at Tom Brady, have you ever seen him not high five a player? You know, like after the game when two quarterbacks have had such a bad relationship, and then they say like, "I'm not gonna give you a high five. Like I'm gonna snub you and walk on." Have you ever seen Tom Brady do such a thing?
I think I have seen that now that you mention it. No, Tom's a fun guy. It'd be fun to hang out with Tom for an entire day. The dude's hilarious, man. All those things he said and did last year that Belichick wouldn't allow him to do. I didn't know Tom until last year. This guy's hilarious. But shut up, we're gonna run out of time. Let me see you Wednesday, okay?
So when you look at Tom Brady, if you were to spend a whole day at Disneyland with Tom Brady, which rides would you go on with him?
All of them. You know, guys, and hanging out, eating and drinking with Tom would be that's entertainment to the next level.
Hey,
some of those stories he'd share.
We should you, me, and Tom Brady should have a day out at Disneyland.
So now, see if you can let me know if you get that worked out. I'll be at that meeting. All right, we're gonna go now though. Let me see you Wednesday, okay?
Hey, Ronbo, it's really nice calling in your show. You're the real OG. You slay the show every day.
Thanks, man.
Click the like and subscribe for my boy Ronbo Sports. Give him all that love and support. I'll see you on Wednesday. Let's talk more Niners football then, Ronbo.
Looking forward to it. Night, Chardell.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.
Hey, Steven.
Damn, Ronbo, it has been a hot minute.
Yeah, it has been. Where you been? You okay?
It has been. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I've been working a lot. Just basically planning for my kid who's on the way in July. So,
all right,
doing
all right.
everything I can
Congratulations.
to be ready, man.
July babies make the best babies in the world. I was born in July.
Really?
Yeah. Well, Steven, are you aware of the subject matter we've been going over tonight?
Man, kind of. I was more focused on the fact that I watched Seattle implode on themselves, which was kind of nice. I mean, who can really say that you watched your most hated enemy implode on themselves? Get rid of
just
Russell
dissolve
Wilson.
and turn to dust.
Absolutely, and now all they're left with is Jamal Adams. What else? Oh, and then I heard DK is up for a deal. But then DK is not happy where he's at.
I heard both DK and Tyler Lockett are available for trade.
Oof, Ronbo, damn.
Steve, we'll be laughing. We'll be LMFAO for weeks. I don't care what we're doing. We'll just if we need comedy relief, we just look at the Hawks. And Stephen, there's no Hawk fans running around in my chat, or our chat like normal. You know, they're using their just running their mouth like they got it right. Well, they know their place now.
Well, you know what I want to know, Ronbo?
Yes.
You know what I want to know?
What
was his name? Someone said his name. It was the one they released without telling him.
Bobby Wagner.
What was his name? Goddamn. Bobby Wagner. Oh, man. Let's talk about that. Why would they release him without telling him? Plays for 10 years and release him without telling him a single thing.
You see Bobby Wagner's arms? Are you going to tell him?
Mm-hmm. Someone got to tell Russell Wilson to do it.
Call him on the phone or something. I don't understand. That was the most Bush move I've ever seen from a professional organization.
Absolutely. They stuck.
Wow.
But you know what? Oh, man, I've already accepted the fact that Lincoln Thompson's not coming back and DJ Jones is not coming back. And it sucks because I really want to believe in Kinlaw in the front defense, but it's like, Ronbo, oh, man.
I'm sharing the same feeling. These are unknown things that we have to endure before we can get relaxed.
But I got to say, there is light at the end of the tunnel, Ronbo. If, let's say, by magic, Aaron Banks does good. If Aaron Banks does good and the left side, great. But we have one dark horse no one has ever said on this show, only because he's on that foreign player program.
Oh, Gutierrez.
Yes.
I wonder how we didn't get any feedback on him or He only played like during preseason, right? And then we never heard about him again.
He only played during preseason. But I think that's because they're trying to keep it hush-hush. I don't know. Maybe he's doing really good because he's back. He's still there.
Pick off the squad, yeah, he's still there, right?
Yeah, he's still there, and he's 6'9". What was it, 3 something?
Huge. Dude is
man,
huge.
Ronbo, that's and he's offensive line, and we put him at the right with McGlinchey. Man,
that's a lot
is
of
there
size.
anything
You
could
can't
want
even
anymore?
see the quarterback through all that humanity.
Exactly. So it's like you got to think about it, Ron, but you got to think of it like this. A lot of foreign players actually do pretty decent in the NFL league. I mean, if you think about it, like, you look at what's that dude? Jared Hayne. Really good, really good tight end from Australia, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's from Australia.
Straight like and stiff like a board.
And
take a hit. Does great.
And the dude got moves. Boy, Hayne coming down the field, he would show you them hips and take them away. I used to love when he'd do that. So, you can't, it's hard to teach that. That has to be an instinctive thing. It's like a dancer, right? But he got himself in a lot of trouble here recently. So Jared's.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
But you know what, man? I got faith in a lot of people coming in from different countries to play in the NFL because they do really well. They have a different mindset going into this. They want to play hard. They're going to play hard. It's nice seeing that. It's a refreshing feeling. Now, in terms of going into the draft, man, that's something I have not been keeping up on. The only person I know right now is Sauce Gardner. And that's only
same
because
here, right?
that's someone we
and he's
actually
sort of
really need.
High-profile spotlight's been on him. The quarterbacks aren't getting any love this year. Oh, wide receivers.
No, ain't no love for the QBs.
Hey, wide receivers everywhere, Steven. I mean,
Ronbo.
Big speed. That's why people, you know what? That's going to cause running backs lost their money because there's so many good running backs coming out of school these days. Wide receivers are next. They got a boatload this year. My God.
I'm mad. I'm mad about the whole wide receiver situation because we could have had North Dakota State's wide receiver to play with Trey Lance and have the same chemistry with Lance and his wide receiver that he had back in college, the same way Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow did. But you know what, man? It's kind of gone now because
he's going in the first round. Yep.
So I'm
he's definitely first round material. Steven, good to hear from you. I'm gonna go and we're gonna see you Wednesday, celebrating the season's opening. And
got you, Ronbo.
And congratulations once again. You already know what the gender it is. Is it male or female?
It's a boy.
Oh, it's gonna be a boy. It's gonna be little Stevie. Where have I heard that before?
Yes, sir.
Hey, see you Wednesday, Steven.
I'll see you Wednesday, Ronbo. You have a great night, all right?
You too. Thanks. Night. And hey, Bethel.
Hey, Rumble.
Bethel. We're in here, because the media gets us going every year at the same time, and we're examining some of the things they're saying for validity, if there's any such thing when they write. I think they write most of the stuff they do just to make people angry. But, there's a lot of guys out there we'd love to have, but the bottom line is, Bethel, we don't have any money. No matter, we can get rid of Jimmy, but that still doesn't help us pay for some of the people we already have we're trying to keep. So as far as going outside of signing our own players, what would we do to get some guys? But in your opinion on the Tom Brady says, I don't know what I was saying. I'll be back next year, and we're going to play him this year at Levi Stadium.
But you know why he came back? Because if you see, all the best quarterbacks are on the other side. Everybody on this side is leaving. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
so he's thinking, oh, so I just have to go up with a lot of some of these rookies, and then I gotta go up against Aaron Rodgers. So he's making it look like, okay, you know what? I have a chance on the playoffs when we know we're gonna make the playoffs.
I hadn't thought about that.
We could go on more. Yeah, because if these teams over here on this side, there's a lot of them are
all the
leaving,
quarterbacks in the AFC, all the top quarterbacks. I mean, the numbers, they got several.
Yeah. Yeah, so,
Aaron, Stafford,
or
we don't know where Jimmy's going to be. You can put him in. You can put him in the list, but I mean, I don't even know where he's going to be. Wow.
Yeah.
So Brady's sitting there thinking, just like I had my way in the AFC when I was with in the division with the Patriots. Same thing's going on here. He's still got to deal with Matty Ryan. I don't know. Hey, you know what? You don't know what's going to happen in Atlanta, though. He's still and they're in his division too. So.
Yeah, and then plus Stafford doesn't have something that actually a lot of people can't say, but if we would have won the Super Bowl, Jimmy would have won the MVP.
I know, right?
Look at Matt Stafford. He didn't even win the MVP. The right receiver did.
I mean, and Stafford should have been there anyway. The thing is, they got past the 49ers by luck. Some very nicely things happened, and it just, okay, Rams, you got to go, So.
Yeah. So it just gotta, move forward, and that's it. Don't think about what's going on, and because you see that there's some workout videos where a young quarterback is with the right receiver Ayuk, and they're throwing passes, so they're practicing already. So when they start playing the real season, he'll be more comfortable. Yeah. So, and then plus with all the weapons that we have, it's gonna make him, a better player.
You just gotta find a way to blend in. But then, we still could use. You know what? We do need some cornerback, and it doesn't have to be an all-pro cornerback. I need somebody back there besides Dante Johnson. I don't know how the 49ers are going to address that, because if something happens to Ambry Thomas, I don't know if we're going to get back the guy that got hurt last year. And I was worried about Emmanuel Sanders or Mosley, because he tends to get hurt too. So I know Ambry and Emmanuel Sanders, Mosley will be fine. I don't know about anybody else, though. And you need more.
And plus our corners always been, they've been decent. Not, if you look at our records, we haven't really been, our corners really haven't gave up so much. The only reason they probably gave up a lot was because of penalties that they were calling on us for possibly holding.
And that was Josh Norman, a veteran. So that's not the kind of thing that's going to help you.
Yeah. So, and plus, look at what our rookies did. Our rookies did a lot. And our veterans, some of them, they did a lot, but some of them actually hurt us too. So,
you know what? Though? We got to give Dante. We got to give Dante Johnson some credit, though. He wasn't bad last year. I kind of liked him. He'll be back this year. I don't know if he's going to be. How old is Dante now? He's got to be getting up there too. So we got to get some guys to come in. But Dante's become the polished vet now.
And then I heard something about that that somebody was giving a second round pick for Jimmy. I'm like, why you don't take that? I'm like, they're giving you a second round pick.
I think the 49ers will take a second round pick. I think they lied. And remember, the media's going to tell a lot of lies between now and draft night.
Yeah, they're just to make some news. Because they're not allowed news right now.
Because it doesn't name the source. It just says the 49ers were offered a second round pick. And if you go back to that writer and say, well, where'd that source come from? Well, it's an unknown source. Oh, well, that's why I'm asking you. When you guys put that out there, what is that? So, yeah.
I'm thinking that they want more picks only because of what Washington gave up for Carson Wentz, and Jimmy has better
accolades than Carson Wentz.
Carson has no leadership skills on top of that. Beth, we ran out of time.
Yeah.
The clock's zooming out here. Beth, let me see Wednesday, okay? Opening day of the 2022 season.
All right, Rumble. Hit the like and let's go Niners.
Yes, indeed.
Good night, Rumble.
Night, Bethel. Oh, God. Hey, yo, KC. Ow.
How about my man? We're shaking.
Casey, man, we're just going over some of the things that are being said. We don't appreciate them. They're getting us all worked up for reasons unknown, other than the fact that they just want to do that to us because they're evil and mean people. But one thing we can all rest assured, Frank Clark is not coming to San Francisco, as they've already attached Frank to us, J.C. Jackson to us, Bobby Wagner, Marcus Mariota, and also my favorite, Cordaro Patterson. And there's probably countless numbers of others, but, Casey, have you thought about what would you think that would improve this team and get us to a place where we want to be next year as well? Or, by the way, you know about Tom, right? Hey, Casey, knowing you, Casey, you already knew Tom would be back soon, right? Did you know he was going to be back this soon if you did?
No, I mean, I thought Tom was really going to retire. Man.
Same here. I really did. I tell people the truth. I said, no, I really believed he quit. Here he comes.
And, like, he's thinking, he goes, after a couple months, was really considering it. Like, get a life, dude. Go do something else, man.
He's got options. Tom could be in a booth. He's got businesses he runs. Hey, he's got his kids. His boys are getting big. You know, Tom, you're just selfish is what your problem is. The wife is very understanding. You're coming out to play football all day, every day, for months at a time. God, you've already won. How many rings? 7?
Like, he clearly doesn't have a Netflix account. You know what I mean? Like, he just,
not even Disney.
He doesn't have a dog. He doesn't have a dog. I mean, he doesn't have many hobbies. I don't know what this guy does. He just likes to play football. And he's going, I can't let my teammates down. You don't have any teammates, man. They're all dead. You've outlived them all.
His son looks like about 13 or something, 12, 13. If I was Tom, I'd be polishing him up. You got to keep up the legacy, right? Yeah. I'm going to teach everything I know. All right. Let's go. And, how good would you feel, Casey? Your son gets into college and dominates. The pros are chomping at the bit to get him out of school as a freshman. I mean, isn't that gratitude? I mean, that would be like, that would fill me up, boy. God, I'd be delighted.
My 5-year-old Newfoundland, she won a raffle at the dog spa. She won a 5-ticket dog spa raffle.
All right.
And that was the greatest moment of my life. I've never been more proud in my entire life. So if my son was a highly recruited out of college, I tell you, Ronbo, I'd be making YouTube videos like OBJ's dad. I'd be out there protesting,
there's something to do. And then you come back, Tom. What if you get hurt next year? Wow, I don't get it. I mean, it's amazing that he came back, but still, why?
Yeah, it's a good story, right? OBJ's dad, watches OBJ and fights for him, and eventually wins the Super Bowl. That's a cool story.
There's nothing like watching your kid grow up to be something special. Oh, man, come on. Especially if you helped him. And Tom, because he's got 2 boys, you'd be like the Manning family, right?
Oh, Tom has 2 sons?
Yeah. Yeah, he's got two boys and a girl. And even from behind, they look just like Tom. That photo that was on Twitter today. He said, there's a wife he's running down. He's got a daughter on one side. She's got the son on one other arm, and the other boys on the other side. Jesus, they even look like Tom. The boys look just like Tom from behind. I bet they're going to be like 6'3" and can throw that ball too. That's going to be hilarious, Yeah. So, look out for the second coming of Peyton and Eli.
I hope not.
They love football. I mean, So we'll find out later.
Jeff Garcia's got a couple boys too. I think he's going to try and get one of them.
I didn't even think about that.
Playing quarterback.
How old are those boys by now?
That'd be pretty cool. Garcia's kid went to the Niners. Next 20 years.
And then you got these guys that I don't really want to play football. What's you plan on doing? Well, I thought I'd be a hairstylist.
Hey, so Frank Gore never retired, Ronbo? He never officially retired?
And he's waiting for his son also. His kids
That's
play
what
football.
I'm thinking, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Like
still a
LeBron
champ.
James. He's waiting for his kid to show up to the NBA. He's going to have to show up somewhere else other than the Lakers, though, because I think LeBron's on his way out this next season. But,
Oh, really?
Well, you know, I'm just guessing. Because LeBron gets tired of losing, he'll leave. But Casey, do you have any guys that you'd like to see sign with the 49ers in the offseason? Because I think we're going to have enough trouble keeping our own guys. But you never know about the 49ers. They'll let somebody go that we said, oh, no! And they'll get another guy, right? So, I don't know.
I want them to get another person like E-Man. I don't want them to go out and be like the Rams and have to get Jalen Ramsey and an OBJ and Devon Miller. I just want them to get like maybe one piece. They don't need to go crazy.
Yeah.
But get
we
like
never
an
do,
E-Man
Casey. We
replacement.
never get premier secondary people.
So there's no concern there. But I mean, if they could just get like one cool veteran that they can, still ball out like E-Man, I think that'd be good.
But Jason Verrett's a Pro Bowler. I guess but he can't stay on the field. But Jason Verrett, we see what he can do if he can stay on the field. He'd be the best guy we've ever had, other than maybe a couple others. But Jason Verrett could play.
When he's on the field, he's very good.
Yes. But
But then he just gets on the field, and that field tears him up, and then he gets off the field, and it's... No, man, that poor guy.
Artificial surface.
Really
I think he just can't play an artificial surface case.
He's like a faster Sherman almost too, man.
Yeah, he covers like a blanket. I mean, we're talking about a guy who stopped AB, in his prime. Not AB, old AB, in his prime. Woo, yeah.
And now it's AB stopping AB.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole other story. God, he's got to stop doing them low-grade drugs.
Detroit versus themselves. What's up?
Hey, where's Don Burr, guys? You guys scared Don Burr away. I like the little fella. Don, you can come back.
Oh, man.
we got.
Hey, Ronbo, I got a call here, man. I got to go pick up a stripper at a motel right now. I'll talk to you later, Ronbo.
Too much information, fam.
Yeah, man.
Guys,
this
have a good time
girl
with that.
gave me an $80 tip last night.
Oh, my God. Well, let's enjoy that.
Yeah,
we'll see you Wednesday, okay?
All right, buddy. Have a good night, Ronbo.
Night, Casey. Oh, God. Hey, John.
Ronbo.
John, the 49ers Ultimate Report. John, get in here, John. Yeah, you know what the subject matter is tonight. Good to hear from you again.
Yeah. So of course the subject matter, free agency, but I do want to say something quickly about Tom Brady, and I felt that Tom Brady was basically going to evaluate the situation, and I think what he's been seeing, in the conference is that, Tom is basically just, Aaron Rodgers he has to worry about, of course, and that's about it because Russell Wilson left. So I think
Hey, talk about it, because you know what? Why did he change his mind, make up his mind a little bit after Russell Wilson left the conference, And he knows Aaron Rodgers has lost his mind, and he'll tell him what's going to happen with that team. So, that's a great point. I forgot about that. Russell Wilson just left, and Tom just returned.
Yeah. Well, and also one thing about Tom Brady that a lot of people don't know is that, like, for whatever the reason, he's accomplished so much. If you just look at the titles he won, MVPs, he married a supermodel. She makes more money than him. He has kids. He has a mansion. But for whatever the reason,
makes more money than he does. How else? Fairy tale life. You couldn't write a better script, John.
And then the funny thing about it is that, I didn't get drafted to the 49ers. I'm angry. Who cares, man? You got drafted in the NFL, so, and then, his family, we're not season ticket holders. Like, come on, Brady family, grow up. Everybody wanted to be a 49er. It's the best organization. So, grow up. And he's always had that, vengeance for whatever the reason. But I just wanted to say that about Tom Brady.
Well,
but
you're right. I just
don't know why.
that's the only blank he didn't fill in. You know, he got everything a human being, a man could possibly ask for, but he wasn't drafted to the team he wanted. But he still made it in the NFL. How many people are going to make it in the NFL? One and what? 50,000? Oh, man.
Anyway, so, so basically to the 49ers, free agency, one thing that, I'm a little bit nervous is as we enter, like the early tampering. And of course, March 16, where all the deals are going to be, yeah. So the biggest question is going to be like DJ Jones and Lincoln Tomlinson. Those are the two guys. And one thing about John Lynch that he said to Matt Mayoko just before the start of the combine, he says that their priority was not DJ Jones. It was Tomlinson and Verrett, which was kind of weird. Tomlinson and Verrett. So he was telling Matt Mayoko that. So I was like, oh, I hope, he's just saying that, to keep, like all Niner fans and the media, because we keep everything quiet, just like we did last year with the Trey Lance, situation of the quarterback. So I don't know. Yeah. So, and also when it comes about signing other free agents, the first thing that we have to realize is that we're over the cap, not by much, but we're over the cap. So that's why Jimmy's contract has to get off the books, because if we want to sign DJ Jones and Tomlinson, they're asking for double digits, or 10 million. So those two guys, for whatever the reason. So, they want to get paid. Arden Key, he's a free agent. He said that he wants to be a 49ers, but he also wants to be paid fairly. And then when it comes to the corners, are we going to wait till the draft? Because we never draft corners, and we're drafting 61.
No, or they're so-so.
Yeah.
Or they're average. Average good. I like him. He's going to be good.
So, also, when it comes to, DJ Reed, he says that, he wants to try to reunite with the Niners again, but he wants to be paid. So, like that, this is the reason why I'm not the general manager, why you're not the general manager, why the callers, are not the general manager. It's not as easy as most people think. They say, oh, let's bring in J.C. Jackson, let's bring in Bobby Wagner, let's bring, Tom Brady, let's bring all these players. Those guys want money.
On Twitter right now,
and unfortunately,
people are crying for those people like it's possible. It blows my mind.
So, and you're looking at the same situation. They're releasing people, they're cutting people, they're restructuring contracts because they have no money. So it's so funny, that this time of year we're always arguing on Twitter and all these weird speculations like Ryan Clark, and then I heard that he has a lot of legal issues, and then Marcus Mariota. So it's the time of the year, Ronbo, just like last year we were all complaining about the same thing. So when it comes to tomorrow, we'll find out what really is going to happen. It's going to be real.
Oh, the media's going to go wild, John. Because like you say, tomorrow, legal tampering will be, illegal tampering is definitely on starting tomorrow, Monday, right? And then, Wednesday comes, the season gets underway, and here we go. But yeah, there's going to be, you're going to hear the tampering, and you're going to hear the rumors are going to start tomorrow. What about probably late night, early wee hours of the morning, you're going to see something. Who is up at this hour doing these deals? It's 3:30. My God, are they serious? It's what it was. It was right. So it happens. So we'll find out.
Yeah. And hey, you never know. A deal can happen while we're sleeping tonight, just like what happened with Trent Williams. Everyone at 1 a.m., those who were awake at 1 a.m., everyone else found out when they woke up. So anything's going to happen. So we got to just be prepared and see what happens.
NFL does not sleep. No. I mean, the deals you hear being finally consummated are just hilarious at weird hours, and you just wonder, they must have been up all night, and they just finally nailed that down. Wow. I guess we won't hear from him until Tuesday or Wednesday when he gets a little sleep. Anyway, hey. Always great to hear from you, family. Tell you what, I'll look to hear from you on Wednesday if you got some time, John. You just you got time off. It is Sunday though, so all right.
Yep. Oh yeah, and before I go, I got one thing about to say to the Seahawks fans. How does it feel now? What happened to us in 2014? How does it feel now? You lost your quarterback, you lost your linebacker, and you might lose your receivers. I just wanted to say that just to be a little bit goofy. But Rumble, thanks for having me on, and of course, it's Niners all day.
49ers Ultimate Report. Check him out. He's right here on YouTube. All right, John, talk to you later. Oh, God. I could spend a whole show talking about the Seahawks. I do have the Seahawk fan, the one nice guy. I don't want to offend him, actually. But the rest of you, boy, if we could just get... Whew. And where's Joseph Smiley? Okay, let me... Of all people to talk about these guys, I guess that vibe. Not if Mike is on the phone. Not if Mike. Forget about it. Mike. Oh God. Oh Mike. Not a Mike. Uh-oh. Mike. How long is he waiting on us? Can't believe he's not. Mike. Let's come back to Mike because he may be just tied up.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
What's going on,
Right.
Ronbo?
Nana Mike, come on in, man. Yeah,
Sorry about that. I was just topping off my little drink right here. You know, just getting my little glass ready. Because I'm telling you, I'm fucking going crazy over here, Ronbo. I swear to God, you know, these people. You know, I'm hearing. I get more updates on freaking John Lynch's new job offers, all right, than I have about what the hell our freaking team is doing over here, Ronbo. You know, it's starting to become frustrating. You know what I mean?
You should be used to it by now, Mike. What we hear is reporters who are feeling the same way as you are. They get frustrated and they start writing up a bunch of lies, and then we find out later.
I know. Well, it's not even that, Ronbo. It's just bullshit. You know, it's like no new news. No, nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm freaking over. I can't even fucking get excited about free agency because, you know, we're 10 mil over the cap. I don't even know who the hell.
Yeah, I
could
thought I heard that. I thought it was more than
that. You know what I mean? Like,
you
know, I have no idea, Ronbo. No idea. It just pisses me off. You know, I'm ready to get started. And then to top it all that, I gotta come in here. And I gotta see these friggin' jerk offs, you know, these Lamb fans, you know, and I'm out here too in LA, Ronbo. I gotta see these friggin' jerk offs wandering around, you know. It's just I'm over it, Ronbo. I swear to God, I'm
Listen,
so over
we'll have our day with the Rams. Don't worry about it. Rams are living in. Let them have their moment. It's like the Hawks. It'll end soon, and we'll be. Because you know, Mike, when everybody else turns to crap, we're still riding somewhere in the wave recently. So, and I'll let the Rams do their thing. Next year, we'll be laughing at their ass again. There's no guarantee Aaron Donald's coming back.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. And you know what? That's the best thing about them, you know? They come in here and they're going to enjoy and say whatever it is that they want to say, the little jerk-offs ready to blow and Rams for life and all this other shit, all this other dog shit, you know? Not even real fans, you know? They're not even real fans. You know how I know they're not real fans?
Because we never heard them until now.
They spend more time in the 49ers space than they do in the space of their own. You know what I mean? That's how I know.
Mike, that's the thing.
Week in and week out, show in and show out. You know what I mean, Ronbo?
Well, it's like the Raiders.
A bunch of freaking low life. Like, you know, half of them live at home with their freaking mother. You know that,
in the basement, right?
You know these guys.
Mike, it's like the Raiders and Hawks.
They're
as soon as teams win,
their freaking mother doesn't change off the fucking Wi-Fi password, you know, and then they can't use their computer no more, crying over there. You know what I mean? I mean, like honestly. It's not even worth it. And then you know, with gas at like $7.50, you know these jerk offs can't afford to go to work now.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So now they're really on here, Ronbo. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
you know, now they're really on here. So it's just, you know, it is what it is. I just can't wait for the news. I can't wait for the Jimmy deal to be finalized and for him to be, you know, packaged up in a nice little pretty envelope. You know, they might even be able to let you lick it, Ronbo, before they send it. You can lick the envelope for him. Close it up.
Don't start. Right? Don't start it.
Yeah.
Hey,
we wouldn't
but you know what,
offend
though?
nobody, right, Ronbo? We wouldn't want to offend nobody. We get.
Here's the thing, you know, we gotta wait until.
About it. But anyway, you know, I mean, hey,
it'll be draft night before we hear anything from John Lynch and company.
I don't think so, Ronbo. We gotta. I'm really hoping that it's gonna be within the next 24, 48 hours because look, we gotta know what the hell we're doing. You know what I mean, Ronbo? Like we gotta know what the hell we're doing.
49ers don't know what they're doing, Mike. How are we gonna know?
What was that?
The 49ers don't know what they're doing. How's anybody else going to know? You know?
Yeah, Well, sometimes.
Hey, Mike, because when you look back at that D4
Ronbo,
deal, somebody really
way.
dropped the ball. And now I don't know who to trust anymore when they're getting these things together. But go ahead.
No, I'm right there with you, Ronbo. Because look, it's like this, right? They hit you with the silence, but then sometimes we come out and we make a good move. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not going to sit here and knock all of it. I call a spade a spade. We done some good things, right? But at the same time, we gotta figure it out. We're cutting it too close to the line right here, Ronbo. Like, this is,
they always do.
This is like the 9th fucking hour over here that I'm waiting, It just pisses me off. But, hey, before I forget, too, I want to shout out, I know you got some callers in here earlier. Shout out to the whole 49ers Twitter space. You know what I mean? There's a lot of freaking great guys, a lot of great content on there. So I highly recommend it to anybody. If you like talking 49ers football, tune in to the Twitter spaces, and you meet some really good people, some really knowledgeable people. And then on top of that, I got to tell you, that's where news breaks first, Ronbo. When something does happen, that's where news breaks first. But I'm tired of these freaking fake Adam Schefters and all these other freaking jerk-offs.
That was Tony. That was a good deal, though. I almost bit.
They got sources. They got sources everywhere except for in their own fucking life. You know what I mean? I don't even know what these jerk-offs are doing all day long. But they got sources. They got fucking sources over here.
And, bothers me, Mike? I fall for these things. That would have been number 2 today. I was about, that's not a blue check mark.
I see you repost one of them. Phony things, I swear to God, right?
Then I'm apologizing the rest of the day, God.
Absolutely, Ronbo. Absolutely. I tell you, though, like I said, I'm just sitting back, waiting patient for the news, but I hope it doesn't take too long because I want to see it. I want to know, like, what the hell we're doing. You know what I mean? So we got an idea as far as, like, the other pieces. I know what we're doing at quarterback. We know it's Trey Lance's team, all right? But what we're going to do with the other pieces, that's what we, who we're going to lose, where we got to go, what we got to do. Shit like that, Ronbo. That's what I'm waiting for.
You know how the 49ers are.
And then after that, it's just kickoff time and time I can't wait. I'm going to probably get in a fight the first game at SoFi Stadium, I swear to God. I already know.
You got to watch the game at home in the first week. You got to watch the game at home then.
Good friends there with me. No, see, yeah, Ronbo. These freaking jerk-offs, I said this before, they win championships like a fucking comet. Like once every 20 fucking years, if you catch it, if you got quick enough eyes, you can catch it, you can see it, you know what I mean? But then they got to wait a whole another 20 years to put together a relevant team again, That's the way that the land works.
I love it. Mike, I could just let you go for another hour and a half and just sit there and listen. We got to go, though. Mike, Wednesday, something good could happen. You can be smiling about it.
Wednesday's going to be on. I'll check back in with you, Ronbo. I appreciate you as always. Shout out to all the faithfuls out there. And ready to blow. I hope you're out there. I hope you're out there saving up all your nickels. All right, save up all your nickels and all your pennies in the parking lot out there. All right, because we all know you ain't gonna be around next season ready to blow. No playoffs for you over there, you fucking jerk off. And that's it. Anyway, all right, Ronbo, you have a good night. I'll talk with you later.
Good night, Mike. Good night.
All right, forget about it. All right.
If I ever cast a movie, Mike's gonna be the first guy to go get it. And Tony, come on in, Tony.
Ronbo, if I could follow up behind Minor Mike, forgive me for Ronbo.
Hard act to follow, isn't
it? I'm going to call you ready to go. I'm not going to name call you, but you are a ball sucker. Now,
I'm ready to go. I see his comments on the corner of my eye. I keep watching him. I'm waiting for him to step out of line so I can just bash him all out of here. He'd be gone in a heartbeat. Guy talks more trash. My God. I thought, what was his name? That Hawks fan, Larry what? God, he used to burn me up. Tommy, Larry, Joseph Smiley. Joseph Smiley and Tommy T. Testosterone. Boy. Some guys can talk trash and it has no effect. But some guys can really...
Like I said, but where were they at a year or two ago? They only come out when they win. I'm a Falcons fan, true and blue. I've been in this for 3-4 years.
And that's the thing. There's no Raider fans running around. I mean, there's no Raider fans running around in here. And, whatever Carlos left. And then you got Joseph Smiley and company. They've all left. So, the Rams are next. We'll be all alone soon. And that's good people like yourself that really are here to talk football.
Hey, Ronbo, don't you think what Brady did today, he just wants to hog the spotlight? It was about free agent frenzy. Then he said he's coming back, and now the networks are kissing his butt.
Hey, Tony, you may have hit something. Maybe Tom got paid to come back since things were hit in a lull.
I don't know.
Because there's no
talk about free agents.
But look at,
and then the next thing you know, he said he's coming back, and it blows up on my phone. CBS, Tom Brady, ESPN, Tom Brady, Fox, Tom Brady. NFL Network, Tom Brady. That's all this man.
Well, Tony, did you? Now I know you've been having a premier quarterback. You probably didn't take it. I think it was you were not probably impressed. But the fact is, somebody just came in and says, did you notice how Tom came back as soon as Russell Wilson? Tom's thinking he has the NFC. He owns the NFC other than Aaron Rodgers. He probably believes he can get past Aaron Rodgers. Because the fact of the matter is, everybody can get past Aaron Rodgers if it comes down to a playoff game. If you're anybody, So all he's got to deal with now is Matty Ice. Who else?
In that division, nobody else. Because I know Carolina and New Orleans, they're in a battle to try to get Deshaun Watson, so he might be coming to our division.
Tony, go around the league. All the blue chip, top-notch quarterbacks, they are in the AFC. I thought we.
You know what? Defenses gotta stop being scared to hit Brady. You gotta hit them. You gotta hit them, and you gotta keep hitting them.
That's
penalties. Hit them.
Yeah. That's why I like Arden Key. Arden Key got flagged to death, but Arden Key made it known, look, the referees can only help you after you hit the dirt. So, and that puts plants a very big fear in the quarterback's head. You start to get a little jumpy then, That's why I want Arden
dirty.
Key back.
Just rush the quarterback and hit him. He's no different than no other quarterback. Don't do nothing dirty.
Well, no, the thing is,
he'll even fall to the ground a couple times.
And it was, but Arden Key did some legitimate tackles, and they still flagged him.
Yep.
Everything. And Tony, I'll tell you something. The thing about falling on top of the quarterback, if I see a player doing his best not to fall down on that quarterback at that speed, it's hard to make that adjustment. I'm not flagging him if I'm a ref. I don't care if people do get it. Hey, what about falling on top of the quarterback? He did everything he could to avoid that. All right. If he did it on purpose, I would have flagged him.
You heard about the Amari Cooper getting traded to the Browns, right, for a 5th-round pick?
No, I saw where somebody said that it was possible. I didn't know I didn't know the deal was done.
5th-round deal is done. And then the Cowboys, I didn't understand this move, but they did it. They re-signed before because he was still waiting on a contract. Michael Gallup. 5 years, $62.5 million. But Tom Brady overshadowed all that.
Oh yeah, as far as coming back to the league, what's Gallup's contract is what?
5 years, $62.5 million, 12.5 a year.
Wow. He's that running back, right?
That was the other wide receiver. Remember, he got hurt.
Is Gallup a wide receiver? Who's that running back that makes Zeke sit down on occasion for a breath? That dude is...
Pollard.
Oh, Pollard. I'm mixing him up. Yeah, Pollard's a bad boy. Gallup, I don't know why he got paid that much coming off an injury. I guess what they're saying, well, he could go somewhere else.
Well, but maybe he's coming along. It's coming
they like
along
what they
well.
Yeah.
I know tomorrow at noon. That's when it officially
Tampering
starts.
is legal, allowed.
I just hope that we sign a couple of offensive linemen. I'm hearing we're going to sign a couple of Tennessee's former offensive linemen. But we'll see what happens.
Tony, because there's not, there's not enough of in the NFL now. There's not enough quality offensive linemen, and now there's not enough quarterbacks. When you can't have a whole year with sorry quarterbacks coming out of school, is that a trend that's going to take? Somebody said the quarterbacks next year should probably be better, but I'm like, man, that's amazing. A whole year, and the quarterbacks are worth the first-round pick.
That's why I want us to trade down and get a first rounder for next year, so we have those two, so we could use those to trade up and get the best quarterback. I think that would be smart for us to pick at 8. If we trade that pick and trade down, get a first rounder for next year, and then get a third rounder for this year. We got an extra pick for this year, just for moving down 8 spots, and then we can get Matt Ryan's replacement next year.
That's an intelligent strategy. Yeah, because there's no point in wasting.
And then we still draft the
picks this
defensive end in the first round, later in the first round. Because we're going defense. Our first 3 picks, 2 of them going to be defensive end, defensive tackle, and in the middle we taking Christian Watson. So,
because at the end of the day, you're going to win the games because every team's got a pretty good offense, if not real good, right? But how good is your defense? Because that's what's going to matter in the end. Can you stop that team? That's every championship that's won. The other team got stopped. No,
are you guys Bobby Wagner? Do you have the money to get him? I don't know what he wants.
No, there's no money in the budget for Bobby Wagner's, J.C. Jackson's. Frank Clark, who we don't even want. There's no money for them people. I don't know why people. Riders are just. God. Yeah, Frank Clark was. About that. Yeah, they say the 49ers have interest in Frank Clark. They do not. If Frank Clark gets up on this team, I will eat this hat that I'm wearing right now, and this is one of my favorite hats.
I don't need Frank Clark. I don't even need him.
I know, Anyway.
Now, go ahead, sir.
No, go ahead and finish because we're going to go. But let me hear that. Go ahead.
Anything on the India-Pittsburgh front with Jimmy Garoppolo? Nothing?
No, they've mentioned them being the people involved, but they haven't. Maybe the 49ers are waiting for them to outbid each other and go with the highest bidder. That needs to take place actually in the next 3 days, actually. Otherwise, I don't know what the 49ers are going to do. You're not going to release them and not get anything. It's amazing. It's a scary. Jimmy's in the hospital, sipping on things, and nurses are hanging around in bed for no reason while he's asleep. And just sitting there taking it all in. And then Jimmy's going to get a phone call, too. And, hey, Jimmy, you're on your way to Indy. Is that right? All right, good. That's the end of that. Anyway. All right. Anyway, Tony, I'll see you Wednesday, huh?
Always a pleasure, sir.
Right.
And ready to go somewhere.
He's still talking to me, even as we speak. All right. Tony, I'll see you Wednesday. Have a great night, fam. And fam, I'm going to go too. Please subscribe. Boy, I tell you what, some of you people in here enjoying my people, you need to subscribe. You need to subscribe just because you don't have anything else to do. And if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have a life, right? Subscribe. Go ahead. And hit like, too. Boy. And fam, I'll see you Wednesday. Season starts. We're back underway. I know. Come on Wednesday.